Hello, hello. Are we live? Are we live? Come on, StreamYards. Please indicate that we are live. Are we live, folks? Can you hear me? Yes. Hey. Hello, viewer. Today it is Tuesday, December 26th, 2023. It is Boxing Day in the UK, folks. Boxing Day. Soon be New Year's. I am Mr. Bloon, and I trust you all are doing very well today. I trust you all had a fantastic Christmas and Boxing Day. On this evening's live stream, we are discussing something. It was a week where something happened in Jollywood and did some bad stuff happen? It usually does, but probably less bad stuff in real life. So, as I always say, if you've not shut down for the evening, lots to get through. Shall we get them guests out? Yeah, let's do it. I'm starting to dribble. Okay, so first up, wingman of the channel, all the way from New York, it's Pecat.
Hello, hello. How are you, sir? Merry Christmas. Day late. Or
Yes,
belated.
hello, my friend. How are you doing?
Good. Yourself. How was your Christmas? Beyond the
Um,
marathon stream that you had.
Christmas. When people say Christmas is quiet, do they mean it was just like any other day?
Yeah, it's
Or am I
possible.
just, yeah, it's just me and the old fella, so quiet, apart from streaming. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, and I will repeat what you said. It was fairly quiet, but it was nice. I mean, when you have work the next day early,
Oh,
it takes away a little bit. So the eve was a little bit better than the day.
see, here you go, Sword in the Storm, yeah. Here you go, it means boring as fuck. Yeah. So there you go. Did you eat well?
Yes, actually, on the eve, I ate very well. The day, I used the day as if it was a normal Sunday, so I try to do things earlier since I have to wake up earlier. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
I don't know how you do it, my friend. Shall we get the next pod out? It's great to have you on, mate.
Thank you, sir, and do it.
Okay, next. I can't speak. He is the wise elder of the channel. Paid up member of the Selfridges Appreciation Society. He is the great Mega Geek himself. Ian, it's shit. David Diaz.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
sir.
Hello.
You well?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm just, you know what? I'm just a bit tired. Today's Boxing Day, so yeah,
I will
been running
say
around and stuff.
there's an utter prick in the background. So please ignore that, everybody.
Yeah,
Unsubscribe ASAP.
yeah,
Are you well, Ian?
yeah. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Back
Just
again. Back again.
back again. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Ah, unbelievable, eh?
Got to support the channel and all that sort of thing. So
Yeah, back again. Can you believe
yeah.
it? Can't keep away. Where did it all go wrong, Ian?
Exactly. Exactly.
Great to have you on, my friend. Shall
Yep.
we? Shall we get him out?
Wheel him
The next,
out.
yeah. Should we get him out? The next person. Should we get him out? Okay, and last but by no means least, it is special guest, folks, Kathy Kennedy.
Hello, man babies. How are we doing? So good to be with you all. Ruin couldn't make it tonight, but I'm glad to be here. You tell me you're a sexy bunch. Look at Mega Geek there. He's a bit of me. Ooh, I do like a man with glasses on. How are we all doing?
Fine, Kathy. I'm fine. You good?
I'm very well. I'm here to destroy Star Wars and
You
get
you here
everyone
to
to
destroy this
unsubscribe
channel
from
as
your
well?
channel.
Yes,
Yes, if I
destroy the
can,
channel.
hopefully.
I just wonder how long he can keep that voice up.
Oh, a good 3 hours in me, I think.
Here you go. Serious question. They're coming in already. Here you go. Amelia Bedelia. Ruin.
Transitioning. Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm Ruin, dressed as Kathy, dressed as Santa, and I've got a little present for you under my gown, Mr. Brown.
What ruins balls?
I've had Mark Hamill's ball since 2017.
Poor Mark. What's the present then?
Well, it's
Oh,
it's shaped like Liam Neeson's dong.
oh,
No, it's just me, man, babies. I'm fed up doing the goddamn Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah,
Hello, how are we doing this evening?
Oh,
well,
right.
you're not in a festive. Get your festive hat on.
No, I'll try and find my festive picture. Give me a moment.
He's got red
Hello,
eyes.
chat. How are we doing? Hope you're all well.
Evening, chat. Good evening. Hello. Is everybody well in the chat? Hurry up, Ruin.
Okay.
Did you have a good Christmas anyway? Did you get that trilogy? Any work on that trilogy?
Making good progress with the trilogy. Yes, it's I've now got the first 2 words of the crawl down. So yes.
What episode?
No, it's
10.
a long.
Episode
long.
10?
Yes,
long.
episode 10. That would be right.
Yeah.
A long Liam Neeson dong, far, far away. Right.
Yeah, when you're ready, son.
Christmas avatar incoming. Wait there, man, babies. These things take time. There we go.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
Hang on, just got to tuck the old meat and 2 veg in. There we go. And then, nice, very good. There we go. Is that much better for you?
Shall we? Shall I say, Professor Artoo? Would you fancy coming on? You're a Star Wars.
Yeah, get him on.
Yeah, heavy Star Wars this evening. Professor, do you fancy coming on? Okay, so what are we doing this evening then, Roo?
Oh, well, for those who weren't here last time, we should fill them all in. We've been doing this little, as we approach the end of another fabulous year of Star Wars, we thought, what a time to reflect on every single Star Wars movie and TV show, obviously excluding the goddamn cartoons, but every live action production, and let's rank them. So we give our little overview, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then we score it out of 10 as though it was some old bitch that Mr. Brown fancies. And then we get an aggregate score, and then we basically see where they all stack up. And I think we got about halfway through, didn't we, last time?
Well, I had to do some additions because I didn't even remember there were Ewok movies.
Oh, of course, the Ewok
and the
movies,
Solo one.
Yeah.
I think we left
right,
it
Solo.
Solo, wasn't it?
That one.
Yeah, Solo. So, chat, we need you on form tonight. Get ready with your rankings. You were very good last time, but we're going to need you tonight as we head towards the sequels. Looking forward to that.
Okay, so shall we just ease our way in then?
That's what she said.
Yes. Okay, so number 24, folks. TBA. Season's greetings, everybody. I love this. No, Daddy, no.
I was about to say it.
Go on, do it.
No, Daddy, no.
The Omen, folks. Everybody check out The Omen. It's fantastic.
It did help save Star Wars.
It did?
Yeah. They had to halt production because of budgetary issues, and then when this movie was such a huge hit for 20th Century, they had the extra money to finish up Star Wars.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Stone Cold's in. Excellent.
Sean Dyche in the chat there. Hello, Sean. The boss.
Stone Cold. Drink beer.
Please like, share, subscribe. You can read that now. It's amazing.
And it's purple. No, is that purple? What colour is that? It's a bit red, purple. Yeah, it's purple. Or
port?
Port, yeah. More port in it.
Port.
Yep. Please unsubscribe ASAP. Thanks. Who's that?
What's going on with the? I'm
It's
just
fuck nugget.
pressing buttons. I don't know what's
Who's that?
happening.
Oh, it's
Knobhead.
Roundhead.
I
Roundhead.
found the banners, man, babies. I'm gonna have lots of fun with
Okay,
these tonight.
apparently it's raspberry,
Oh, is it?
spelt like that.
Raspberry. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not me. I promise.
Please donate the channel if you're feeling generous, folks. Keeps the lights on. Keeps the lights on. Okay, should we... Who saw this?
What?
There's been some kind of memes going around, hasn't there?
Yeah, but there's loads of them. There's one with Spider-Man. There's one
Yeah, I
with,
saw that, yeah.
These are great.
Yeah.
This is the Star Wars one.
Is this
Really?
is this an AI picture?
Yeah.
Is he crying with? Is he overjoyed? He's got a fabulous Last Jedi playset. Is that what it is?
It is, yeah. Is it the Tharan?
Yeah, that'd be
The one with the green titty milk?
Yeah, you can recreate one of the most iconic scenes of all time. It's beautiful. You too can ridicule Luke over and over again. It's fabulous.
Will you be getting any royalties from that?
Well, I hope so. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've got a life-size Thala Siren in my bedroom, but we won't go into what I do with that.
Does that actually give you joy, seeing how you've destroyed that young man?
Well, what you don't know is
the rest of us.
Yeah, I mean, you only see what's on the film, but what you don't know is I made Mark do 43 takes of that scene. So yeah, did enjoy it.
There's something disturbing about that picture, I find.
I've just noticed. I've just noticed all the adults in the background giving the bird.
Yeah.
Even the nun.
Yeah.
The father giving the double bird.
Oh god.
Oh god. I'm supposed to be a graphic designer who uses my eyes, and I've just spotted the fucking...
You might upset
folks,
some of the young chaps, some of the young people with this picture.
It's great to see Granny getting into the spirit in the background.
Yeah.
I suppose technically, when you think about it, that could be Kathy. Same age.
No, Kathy's much finer head of brown hair than that old witch.
Yeah. So happy Christmas, young child. Yeah. You've got to sometimes you've just got to take the knocks in life, haven't you? Builds character, apparently.
Oh, who's practicing the trumpets in the background?
Oh, that's cupboard in the background. My brother was opening the cupboard. Makes a horrible noise.
Look who's here, everybody. It's Professor Artoo.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Artoo. Hello.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Happy Boxing Day. I guess that's a thing that somebody celebrates, and not
Is
something
that
over
happy
here.
working day where you are?
It is not for me. No, it is happy sit on the couch and relax while it snows gently outside day. So not too bad.
Good stuff.
Artoo, you're exceptionally good with figures, are you not?
A little bit.
Could you possibly, if it's not too much trouble, take the total for each of these movies?
Oh yes, to
Like what Z
tally up
did.
the scores a bit.
And then
Yes, I think I
average,
could
yeah.
probably do that.
Well, yeah. See, Brownie's
Yeah.
kind of missold it there for you all too. You're gonna have to
Open up some spreadsheets here
yeah, that's it.
and find my business calculator. We can
You need to get a
definitely.
pivot table
I'm
going.
I'm
Yes,
s- I'm
absolutely.
I'm
Pivot
so
table.
last century. I had pen and paper, or quill and ink ready. That's how up with it I am. Ruin, are you available to do some? Should we get some super chats?
Yes, let's do it. Why
Shall
not?
shall I do them and then you can warm the vocal cords up?
Oh, happy to. Yeah. So you're going to press the button and I'm going to read it out. Is that what you meant by that?
Yes, and
garbled
obviously take the
nonsense.
money.
Okay, here
Yeah.
we go. My old mate Girth Knight for
Yay.
$4.99. Hello, Girth, and he says, Brownie, did Ruin get you access to Pablo Hidalgo to make sure the Star Wars chronology is correct? That's a very good point because Pablo is well, he's the man who writes all the books on Star Wars, isn't he? So I hope you've been ordering those.
The
on
wibbly
Amazon,
wobbly
Brownie.
books.
No, not those ones. He writes the lore of Star Wars according to Pablo Hidalgo, and he gives you the facts and figures. So yes, thanks, Girth. He is our man. We need to get on to him.
Regards to Michael, my friend, and happy Christmas.
MJ UK 84 for £5 It's real money, folks. So fuck knows, what we're going to do with that one, but we'll think of something. Thrilled to catch a live stream again, Brownie. The edibles are just kicking in. We don't recommend doing drugs on this channel, but it does help.
Winners don't do drugs, everybody.
That woman you had on at the start sounds hot. Got her hashtag, or does he mean number? Don't know with the kids these days.
That's your alter ego there, my friend.
Oh, well, I can hook you up there, MJ, if you want.
The wonderful Larry.
Oh, Larry.
He's always making you look.
Yeah. Oh, Larry.
Got me again,
$20.
Larry.
Had our pants down, Larry. Well done.
Okay, that's Larry. Next one. Larry for $20.
Oh, does he have to pay that twice?
Yeah, Larry for $20.
Oh,
60.
Put a block on your account, Larry, quick.
80.
His avatar looks like Kathy before she puts tons of makeup on.
100. I think we'll push the boat out this evening. 120. Cheers, Larry. And super sticker. We can't see super stickers, can we?
What do they look like? I don't know.
Well, kind of like animated sticker things. We can't see them in StreamYard.
No, we don't.
Students for $8.99 New Zealand dollar super sticker. Thank you, my friend. Another
looks like a little dancing pear or something.
Yeah.
I can't even quite make it out.
Okay, shall we proceed?
Brownie, before we do, I do have a quest for someone in the chat. You know your chat better than anyone, Brown. Who's responsible, diligent, preferably sober? Who can nominate someone for me, Brown? Who can you put your faith in? Because this is a mighty quest I'm about to set them on. This is where Brownie looks through 82 people and can't find a single person he would trust. No, drunk. No, useless.
This is going very well, folks, while I look at my candidates.
Not Atom. No, definitely not Jamalama. Not Smilex.
It depends who's going to be here for the duration.
Well, no, we just need them to run off.
Okay. Anybody who goes... Sorry, chat moved up.
Oh,
anybody who goes...
Fiona's sober.
Smilex. Me. Pick me. Gets my vote.
Smilex, is it? Okay, Smilex. Here's your quest, Smilex. Don't get too excited. Right, Smilex, what we need you to do is permission to drop off the stream, albeit temporarily. We need you to go back to... When did we do this last, Brownie? We need a date or an episode number or something.
Well, I don't think we didn't do a tally at the end though.
We
You'd have to
did.
go
No, we
through-
definitely did. Z
No,
gave
we
us a
didn't.
run.
You'd
Did
have to
Z
go
give us a
through-
run? He did.
Did
He definitely did. Smilex, look, Smilex can work this out. I promise you. Smilex, this is your quest, and the whole success of the
God.
stream depends on it. Smilex,
And the
it's all
channel.
on you. Smilex, you need to drop off. You need to go back to the last time we done this stream, the part 1. You need
It's
to
doing very well.
go towards the ends-ish somewhere, and Z will give us a tally of the average scores for each movie, and you need to jot them down, and you need to come back. And if you don't, Smilex, we're fucked. So it's all on you, Smilex. No pressure, but and we'll just wait while you go. We won't say anything. We'll just wait. No, we'll press on, but you won't miss anything.
Smilex got homework, everybody.
Go on, Smilex. Give him some encouragement, chat. God damn it.
Okay, so shall we? I think there's one more super chat. I think, or did I miss it?
Where?
Or did I imagine it? This is going very, very well. Sorry, folks. Can you hear my cat? Is it this one? Is it?
Oh, I've got a little song request.
From Romeo Tango November Zulu for $5. I think this is you, mate.
Okay, here we go. Let me just warm the vocal cords up. La 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 la. Okay, here we go. The boys of the Brown Alliance Choir are singing late and gay, and the stream is bogging down on Boxing Day.
Bravo.
Sorry, Ian, that's called humour. Sorry, mate.
No,
Mega
just
I know it's shit.
ruined his favourite Christmas song.
Okay. That's how Ian's feeling on that picture now.
Did you you guys hear about Netflix releasing their data on how many people have watched their stuff? You heard about that?
Well,
No, they're actually going to do it?
No, they've done it. They've done it.
Oh.
They've done it. And basically what they're trying to do is trying to force the other apps or whatever you call them, Amazon, to do the same, but they're not gonna. It's a big plan from Netflix to try and dominate again. Would you believe? So anyway, I thought I'd mention it because that's one of the things. That's one of the news that dropped a couple of hours ago. But anyway, whatever. Carry on.
Okay, so Ruin, it's over to you, my friend.
Great. I'm just wondering, like, I imagine we never see Smilex again. I imagine it's like the what's that movie where you watch it and you die? Imagine there's some weird.
Is that The Ring?
The Ring, yeah. Imagine if you rewatch a certain part of a Brownie stream, you die. Anyway, Princess Fiona, we're going to you next. If Smilex doesn't
be on standby. Look, they're coming in. Look, this is top quality modding.
Selfishly, just giving Sword in the Storms for just posting the full version of my fairy tale of.
Okay, that's Ruin's song, everybody.
Yeah. Go on, Brownie, while I pour myself another rum and coke.
We turned it off.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, is that? Oh, you will be talking about the same thing. Oh, there we go.
That's
fabulous.
Ruin did a song last year, didn't you? And nobody watched it.
No, it took fucking hours as well.
Then we pulled some favours this Christmas, and it got a little bit of traction, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It's done the rounds. The Drinker put it out there, and what was it on Friday Night Tights?
Got them copyright striked.
Oh, oops. You're welcome, man, babies.
Yeah. Okay. Are we asking what everybody's drinking this evening?
I think we should. It's only fair, isn't it? I'm on the old double rum and coke. I'm on my third one, so God help us.
Pecats?
Nah, nothing tonight.
Ian?
No, I'm not drinking anything tonight. I ate a lot of Doritos though today. So yeah.
Artoo?
Oh, I have a lovely Sprecher fire brewed root beer here. Yes, very good.
Root beer. A long time since I had root beer.
Nice.
It's not very popular over here, root beer.
I like root beer. Can you drink weed?
No.
H2O.
I'm sure somebody could figure out how to make it happen.
Oh, Princess Fiona's asking questions I can't answer. Did you post the scores on screen or in the chats?
Fiona, you seem to have confused Mr. Brown with someone who's fucking remotely competent. It's almost like you've never seen this channel before. What are you?
I kind of get the feeling we'll be coming back tomorrow to do this. Okay. I don't know.
I just remember Z. I remember Z did like a final tally and where they all stack up.
Well, we're not going to get these finished anyway. It's going to be part
Oh,
3. You know that. Do we ever finish anything on time? Here you go. Weed in tea. Oh, fair enough.
Well, I've expedited things just a little bit. I've gone ahead and put in zeros for Mega Geek for all of the movies. So.
See, Amelia
Thanks, mate.
Bedelia, Z voiced the scores.
Yes, he did.
He did, so it should be on the video
It
towards the
should
end.
be. Yep.
Yeah.
If you just watch the whole 3.5 hours, I'm sure.
Shall we just, in fact, tell you what, we'll just, for the 83 people, we'll just wait while Smilex comes back. We'll just sit here. No pressure, Smilex.
Smilex has probably gone out.
Cry.
You've broken the poor
He's in a
person.
bar somewhere drinking.
I've broken Smilex. Well, yeah, we've broken him, everybody.
Oh, poor Smilex. We shouldn't have sent him alone, really. We should have sent him with Artoo.
Never send an otter
No
alone.
final scores in the chat.
What?
So there you go.
Oh,
And Fiona's
Prince
she's pretty awesome. She probably looked at the ending, so it's
well,
probably there's no final
well,
scores.
No, it's okay.
If
That's just
push
a chat.
comes to shove, I'll put the scores in the community page after. And yes, Bogdan. Come on, let's get on with it.
Do we really need the scores? Because if we score this up and somebody else after the broadcast, somebody finds out.
Oh, look here.
Hang on. Oh,
Smilex, look at this.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that. I'm going to pin that as well. Smilex.
Smilex, you
It's over
beautiful,
1.5.
beautiful.
Interesting.
Excellent.
Type. What could we? Just let me star that. Okay.
Well,
start.
I'm
So
sure,
type everybody. Type S in the chat if you think Smilex has done a good job.
Yes.
Or yeah, S. I'll start.
Yeah, the chat are happy. Well done, Smilex.
Yeah, brilliant. That is top work, isn't it? Are we ready now? It's only taken us 27 minutes.
Oh, it was worthwhile, though, wasn't it? The quest of Smilex. He went to the edge of hell and back, and he returned with the goods.
What a guy! What an otter!
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah, what an otter!
I thought he was a meerkat. Oh.
No, otter.
All right.
Yeah, otter.
The otter's pocket.
Yeah. What is it? Wet as an otter's pocket or dry as an otter's pocket?
Oh, surely wet.
Well, when Kathy's involved, it's wet, isn't it?
So while we've got this on screen, Artoo, can you feed this into your pivot table, please, Artoo?
Oh, your navigation
already on it.
Brilliant. So what a team we've got.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
I think we might be ready to start, Brown. I mean, call me fucking crazy at 28 minutes.
Wayfarer said moist as an otter's pocket, but if I realised that if I press that to show the scores will disappear.
We lose.
Let me know when you're ready, Artoo.
He's just sharpening his.
Oh no, I've already copied and pasted everything.
Oh, get in!
What a man!
Right, we're up and running, folks. 29 minutes. Yeah, that's not bad for us. 29 minutes. In fact, there is actually there's a super chat coming.
Oh,
do you want to do it?
Oh, of course I want to do it, especially if it involves me singing. Here we go. Black Lives or Black Knives says for ruin, and they cue me up with the little music symbols. Dangly bells, ruin sucked a tit. Palpatine returns somehow, and the Cathy's packing dick. Hey! Very good. I enjoyed that one.
M Duke 84 for £2. Real money, folks. Smilex went out for smokes, just like my old man.
That's a little bit dark, isn't it?
And he never returned.
Oh no.
Poor
And
Smilex.
on 30 minutes, which is pretty good for an intro. 30 minutes. Here we go.
Yeah.
Over to you, my
Uh,
friend.
Well, I'm thinking we just leave it there for tonight, Brown, and we can.
Yeah, that was quite good, actually.
No, of course not, man, babies. Smilex, just a big thank you. That last song was for you, Smilex. So yes, a little recap for just a little one, not a big one, not a Liam Neeson sized recap. So for those not familiar, where were you bunch of man babies, for my return to the channel? We started right from the chronological start of Star Wars. So we went right back to Phantom Menace, and then chronologically in the Pablo timeline, we went through each movie or TV show, live action, and we gave our thoughts and our scores, and then we came up with an average score, and then that's the ones that Smilex returned from the depths of hell.
And almost in order as well, but I forgot Solo.
Yeah, I mean, most of us do forget Solo, yeah. Oh, I just need to pop this up because he did such a good job. There we go. Somehow Smilex returns.
Very good.
And rather cutely, it takes us up to Empire Strikes Back, and what a place to start with. So we've got our trusty panel. I'm going to hold my balls for a little while because they feel rather warm and moist. And we are going to go to the man who's clocking up the scores for us tonight. So I'll let him get his thoughts in early. We're going to go to Artoo. So Artoo, please give me your thoughts, your memories when you first remember watching it, what you think of it. The Empire Strikes Back.
Well, this was probably the first movie I ever saw in a theater.
Wow.
I would have only been a couple years old, and my parents went to go see it at a drive-in, and I was in the back seat. So I sort of briefly remember this idea of what was happening, but I was a little too young to really remember it. But of course, I was a huge Star Wars fan growing up, and this was just one of the best films I had ever seen, and is to this day. It's a fantastic Star Wars film. If not, I'm sure there's many people who would say it's the best Star Wars film. It features every character. They play an important role. It introduces new characters like Lando, who everyone fell in love with. We got to meet Boba Fett in this film, which a lot of people are fans of. So absolutely just fantastic movie. Love it.
And you even remember Artoo as 2 years old, and you can even remember the side plots and Princess Leia rocking up at the.
Well, I may have seen it a few dozen times since then, yeah. But
Smilex just giving a little nod to the rather sexy poster. It is particularly sexy poster, isn't it?
Even better with the snow going over the top of it.
It is actually,
yeah.
So Artoo, you obviously saw it. Amazing experience as your first ever film in the drive-through. I hope your parents were behaving themselves in the front seat with little Artoo on the back seat.
Well, you know, I don't really remember. There may have been some hanky-panky. I have no idea. Yeah.
So thinking back, any particular moment in the movie which you're particularly fond of, a scene, a moment?
I love the attack on Hoth and the taking down the walkers and everything. Just such a cool idea. So well done. All of the animation and everything that was done, all the blue screening, green screening, whatever, to get everything in there. Just just really, really great scene. It really just throws you into the movie right away.
Look who's here, everybody.
Hey.
What a treat. What a treat.
Sorry I'm late, folks. I was just stuffing an old bird.
Can you send Kathy Kennedy back when you're done with her, please, Brian?
I don't mean to derail the stream, lads. Continue as you were.
Oh, it's good to see you, Brian. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
My number 2 fan, Picat's now my number 1, I'm afraid. But it's good to have you with us, Brian. You're familiar with what we're doing here tonight, aren't you?
Roughly.
Okay, we'll bring you up to speed.
I'll move him up a little bit.
If you didn't witness it, you missed an epic quest from Smilex. He went to the depths of hell and back, and made it through and brought us the scores from the last stream. So good to have you with us, Brian. It's don't worry, Artoo, it doesn't affect the scores because it's an average, so we can plug Brian's scores in. It won't affect anything.
I've got me a new column for him already.
Oh, there we
So
go. He's on it. He's
You can come back. You're excellent.
Brilliant. What a team. What a team. So, okay, let's wrap up with you then, Artoo. So, it sounds like you bloody love this film. What would...
I do. It's definitely...
Go on.
Yep. We can do scores at the end. Yeah.
We'll do scores at the end, I think.
Yeah,
We'll loop back round. We get thoughts, then scores, then we'll all get naked, have a big party. Yay, I can't wait. Okay, let's go. Let's chop and change the accents up. So let's go from the beautiful American accent there to this rough arse, slightly homosexual Yorkshire accent of Mr. Brown.
Oh, me.
Mr. Brown.
Okay, VHS days.
Mm.
First time I saw it. Luckily, we had 2 VHS recorders and plenty of Scotch tapes. Even at my very, very young age, I knew this was an incredible movie. It just, I don't know, it just looked fantastic. It was just bringing new stuff we'd never seen before. The attack on Hoth, fantastic. Sound effects, just everything really good. Love story as well. Just so good. It just took Star Wars up another level. Fantastically directed by Kirshner. George couldn't have pulled it off. Just everything about this movie was fantastic. We loved the characters, and even they evolved. The line with Solo and Leia, the "I love you," and it's like, I know. It's like, whoa! I'm drooling.
Oh, Brownie.
When I speak a lot, I drool. Sorry, folks.
That's all right. We're loving a bit of drool. Brownie, would it be bold to say this is the greatest sequel of all time? Can you think of any better?
It's excuse me. It's in the club of great sequels, better than the originals. Yeah.
Wow.
I think Star Trek 2 is one of those.
Oh, behave.
Godfather 2 is another one. Thank you, Smilex. Anything else?
Last Jedi, maybe. What a fabulous follow-up
Yeah,
that was.
I know
We'll
it's
come
close.
to that one. Can we come to that?
But I think it's because I was younger to appreciate this one more than the masterpiece of the Last Jedi.
Some would say 34 is getting on a little bit, Brown, but we won't pick bones.
I've seen this film so many times because of the tape-to-tape VHS. Just incredible, everybody. Never seen it at the cinema, though. I know when they did the special editions, I think I only saw Star Wars special edition. Never saw Empire. It was out a few years ago for the 40th, wasn't it? But I think... were we pretty much in lockdown? So, or was it before? I can't remember, but anyway. Great film. Oh, okay. Just, what a film, folks. What a film.
High praise indeed. I just want to flash this one up from Drew Gordon. He says, who remembers the original cinema ending where Lando is wearing Han's waistcoat in the Millennium Falcon at the end? You can watch it on YouTube. There you go, folks.
No, it's in the normal version as well.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He's got
He's
his
wearing
vest on from the original.
Han's clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terminator as well. Terminator 2. Cheers, Lauren.
Yeah, the chat have gone mad with great
they're great, aren't
sequels. Yeah.
Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Another great sequel.
Aliens.
Police Academy 2.
Yeah.
No, I think Police Academy's better.
Their first assignment.
Spunk Mask
That's cool.
6.
Okay, Brian. Well, high praise indeed.
Mm.
If there's one man who can bring it all down to reality,
Get ready, folks.
some call him the Christmas Grinch, some call him Scrooge. We like to call him the man with the strap line. Forget Austin 316. It's the Mega Geek. It's shit, but I've got a feeling he might not use it on this one. Mega, what are your thoughts on Empire Strikes Back?
Well, when I originally saw it, I saw it in a Flea Pit cinema in Clapham Junction. It was called the Ruby. It was really bad print. It had all scratches all over it. I think halfway through the film had broken. And I had to stick it back and then play it again and stuff like that. I was actually was upset. The ending made me feel upset because I was such a huge Star Wars fan. I did enjoy it, but the ending really did make me feel upset. And then I went to see it again. I saw it in the West End, the proper way to see it. In I think it was Leicester Square. I can't remember, one of the cinemas in Leicester Square. And I remember at the ending, this kid was crying. He was sitting next to me and he was literally crying. It's a new class. And he just literally bawled right next to me. So I remember those things about it. But those things always remind me of Empire Strikes Back. In fact, they say that Endgame kind of has the same ending as Empire Strikes Back, when Iron Man dies and blah blah blah, whatever. Anyway, I did like the film very much so. Looking back on it, I think that Empire Strikes Back is a very good benchmark if you're making a sci-fi to compare it to, because Empire Strikes Back does not fuck around. It really doesn't, right? It starts off with a fantastic special effect, obviously with the ship, and then you see the Tauntaun running in the snow. That was pretty amazing for the time. And then it starts off with Luke getting smacked in the head, and it just keeps going, keeps smacking you around in the head. I got to admit, the middle bit where he was with Yoda and Yoda says, "Don't go into the tree, don't take the weapon with you," I got to admit that was a bit slow. That sequence was a bit slow, but then when he gets to Cloud City, it really does pick up again. And it ends in that classic way where you just think, what the fuck? But saying all that, I sound negative, but I think it's genius. Personally, I think it's genius filmmaking. It really did smack us all for one, didn't it? Let's face it. If you didn't feel disappointed or upset when you got to the ending, you just don't. I would call you not a Star Wars fan. Because remember, the first Star Wars, we all loved the characters, didn't we? From Luke to Han, they're all triumphant, and we're thinking, yeah, but and then when you get to this one, they all get their ass kicked. So, and as I said, right, it's such an amazing film. The special effects they did with the walkers, as somebody mentioned just now, it's freaking amazing. The things they had to do to bring that to life. It's the bit where the camera goes between the legs of one of the walkers. They literally had to separate the ground so the camera can go through, separate the walker so it goes. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible, absolutely incredible. The sequence is incredible, and I could go on about this film forever. I think it's the best Star Wars film ever made. Wow. It really is. The photography is amazing. The performances are freaking first class. The cliffhanger is just, you have a lump in your throat. It's just a pretty amazing film. Special effects are top notch. Even today, when you look at the Walker sequence, you marvel at it. You know what I mean? So I would give this a high score. And that's my review of the film.
Yeah, hold on.
Brilliant. I'm not going to give it a score. Sorry.
Okay.
Just saying, it's a brilliant film. Brilliant. What can I say?
I think we should review it again very, very soon.
Maybe we should
over Christmas, because it's so fucking good.
That would
and
be
also,
a treat.
It introduced us to Boba Fett, which is one of the coolest characters ever in the Star Wars film.
Oh, well, if you love Boba Fett, you should check out the book of Boba Fett. You love it.
Where you put on weight.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
Hey, hold on to that thought. We're getting there, folks. Okay, high praise indeed. Let's chop and change it up. Let's go to Peacat. What do
It's
you
not
think,
shit.
Peacat?
I
Yeah,
saw this.
folks.
My dad took me to see this in the theater, so I saw the original Star Wars for the first time. Actually, believe it or not, on a bootleg, and I did eventually see it when it was in a re-release. But the first time I saw a Star Wars movie was this, and I just remember my dad bought me the program they were selling that go with it.
Oh,
And like Mega Geek said, the end of the movie, even though I was a little kid, I was angry. I was upset because Han Solo, was he alive? Was he dead? Luke Skywalker lost. I mean, he not just his hand, but he lost. Darth Vader beat him, got the better of him, and he just barely survived by the skin of his teeth. And one thing they did well in this movie that the Attack of the Clones was horrible at was the love story part, where Attack of the Clones, you just become nauseous and you want to throw stuff at the screen during the courting scene. But in this, whether I was a kid or even now, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. Like, oh, here we go. Nope. You buy into it. There were two characters. It grew organically. It didn't seem to be forced. And everything was up a notch from the original Star Wars. The effects were up, the storytelling was more complex. They started the world building in the original, but this they took it to another level. The mythology grew because now you knew more about what it took to become a Jedi. No metachlorians because that was stupidity. Luke had it in him. You had Yoda, who started off, and when you're a kid, you're laughing along with Yoda because he seemed like a goofy character, but then he was dead serious. He was the one that, as we were told in this movie before things changed, he's the one that trained Obi-Wan, and that made it more exciting because Obi-Wan was the Jedi Master in the original, so now you have his teacher. And even little things like when Han Solo rescues Luke, and you see Han Solo for the only time in the trilogy picking up a lightsaber to slash open a tauntaun so that he can keep Luke warm and build
Oh
a
yeah,
camp.
fantastic.
That was great. Even as a kid, I loved it.
Fantastic.
It was great. And as Mega Geek brought up, the tauntauns was great. I wanted a tauntaun as a kid. Like, oh, it just everything about it not only struck a chord as a child, but it holds up because there was adult themes in this that may have gone over your head a little bit as a kid, but you can watch it as you grew older and you pick up more and more of what they were going for. So it just grows with every viewing.
I like crispy tauntauns with sweet and sour sauce. They're fantastic. Moving on.
No, that while it's a better movie than Star Wars, I'll still go with Star Wars being my favorite. Where for many years it was Empire, but I just love the fun swashbuckle aspect of the original. But you can't argue this is the better movie, both technically and visually.
Nicely done, Pika. I just want to reference, well, really it's something you've mentioned and Sword in the Storm mentions about the Tauntaun figure, which had the kind of soft plastic belly where you could open it up and slide the figure inside, and you could replicate that that moment of Luke sheltering within the belly of the Tauntaun. Yeah, very nice. Okay, well, last but not least, all the way from the beautiful mountains of Scotland, it's our very own, not Brian Young. Brian, your thoughts, feelings, reminiscences of Empire Strikes Back.
I didn't see this until it was on VHS at school, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember if it was 1982 or it might even been as late as 1984.
Wow.
I think I relied pretty much on, we didn't have a VHS recorder back in those days, relied pretty much on the books and the toys. There's another fantastic arse on the screen. How am I supposed to concentrate with that?
Well, that's two arses. Anonymous and Ruins.
Yeah, so it's I can't quite. Anyway, it's already been pretty heavily spoiled by the time I saw it. It's a fabulous story. Obviously, I think I appreciate it a lot more as I got older. It certainly seems deeper. You know, the kind of older you get away from childhood, it subverts Star Wars in a good way.
Ooh.
It does, in my opinion. It retcons a lot of stuff, which is something I'm still not quite sure about. I think the original, you could still probably watch the original Star Wars. You could watch almost as two separate universes, completely separate. Where Vader isn't the father; he is in fact the guy who killed Luke Skywalker's father. I think I still have difficulty reconciling that at times. But obviously, as a kid, you don't really think about that. It's just a continuation of the story. As for favourite scene, it's a toss-up between the Vader father reveal and the bit where Luke destroys the AT-AT.
Yeah,
I love that where he ignites the lightsaber and cuts it open. And I've actually got the Hot Toys figure I've yet to open. But this is what's kind of bizarre about this is such a great film and directed fabulously by Irvin Kershner. A mere 10 years later, Kershner did his very last film.
Yeah.
Which was RoboCop 2. And in my opinion, it was an absolute disaster. And it's so... To take something on board that was as magnificent as Star Wars and do such a great job, and then... The Last Jedi of RoboCop sequels. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if it's that bad.
Well, that RoboCop was written by Frank Miller, wasn't it? And but the studios interfered, and so when he signed on, he read the screenplay that Miller gave him, and he loved it. But then when the studios got involved, they literally wrecked it, and he was stuck with a crappy script. So that's.
I think he literally had. Yeah, I think he literally had something like was told in the Friday. Look, if you really want to take it, you need to let us know now because it starts on Monday. And he went, I'll take it and I'll destroy my legacy.
Here you go, folks. See, I think we've even forgot about Yoda. Larry, my favourite part, I don't believe it's that. Who wants to do the Yoda?
That's why you fail. Anyway, I've seen this film so many times. I know all the mistakes in it. It's just there's loads of mistakes in this film, but it hasn't spoiled my enjoyment. And I forgot about Yoda. I didn't laugh when I first saw Yoda. I know some of my friends laughed because he was a Muppet. But when I saw Yoda, I thought it was so clever.
He's a Muppet.
It's so clever that he this little thing had all that wisdom, and he trained, Obi-Wan. So I just thought it was really clever until they get the prequels, and it was just ridiculous. Anyway, yeah.
Ruin, I do believe there's some real money coming in.
Oh, really? Well, that always excites me. Yeah.
Ooh,
£50. Good God. Okay, well, incredible one, this one, folks. It's our old mate, Common People for everybody. Pants around the ankles. Let's go full Hugh Edwards for this one. 50 English pounds. And let's give it the full both battles here. He says, started a fight with my family on Christmas over Die Hard. Good ties, good times. As my old dad used to say, there's only one way to use sticky back plastic, but I'm not telling you. Wow. Now, there's a cliffhanger if I ever saw one. Common People, so generous, my friend. Thank you very much.
Unbelievable, my friend. Thank you so much.
Wow. What a legend.
I do like this poster as well. I don't know what you guys think of this poster.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I do like it. I've seen other versions, but I think this one's the one I remember the most.
Looks even better with the snow going over. Look at that. Moving on.
So
better than the Rise of Skywalker that has the photoshopped picture of Hot Toys Emperor figure. That's quite incredible.
But I mean, the only corny line in this film, as far as I remember, is the bit where he goes, your tauntaun will freeze before you reach the first marker. And then Han Solo says, then I'll see you in hell.
Yeah, I don't know
that line.
I like that line.
Yeah, it is a good line. Just when I think about it, I think it's really corny.
Bit cheesy. Yeah.
But it's great. It's a terrific movie.
Well, it's better than Yippee.
Oh
People-
God, yeah.
People use that line to justify Holdo's Godspeed Rebels.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
nonsense.
yeah. And also, you can tell that Anthony Daniels was far more comfortable in this costume than he was in Star Wars, because he can literally move a lot more. Because when you watch Star Wars, when he's in a desert, he literally is restricted as he's moving. But in this one, he seems very. I mean, must have redesigned the costume and made it more easier for him. So
Plus, he didn't have sand up his arse.
Yeah.
yeah.
God. Anakin would
Snowed
like
on the
that.
pants. Yeah, not quite.
Well, look, we can't heap any more praise. We have to leave some for the Last Jedi if we get to it tonight. So let's go around the houses and get your scores. I'm not going to add any commentary to this because, frankly, I'm fucking jealous of it as a movie. So, but let's go around, everyone. I've got a feeling this could score rather high. So, get ready on the old pivot table if you want Artoo. So I'll just go through the list as I see it. Brownie, what are you scoring this out of 10?
Between 0 and 10, 1 and 10.
Yeah, you're not scoring some old haggard bitch who you want to shag. So just a proper score, please. Brandon.
What I'll do is I'll give my mark, but while I'm doing that, I'll flash the peeps scores up as well.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, I thought you
Yeah,
were going to flash something else.
sorry, chat moved up because when they get interactive, they go fast. Okay, it's fantastic. It's such a great film. Are we allowed to give halves or is it full marks?
Yes, halves.
You can do halves, yeah, just to confuse things for R2.
I'm going. It is a solid 9.
Well, there he is, everyone.
There you go.
Mr. Brown is the
Sorry.
Craig Revel Howard or whatever his name was from Strictly. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Brownie.
You want me to give it 9.5, don't you?
No, I just want you to just be honest, Brown. That's fine. PCAP, what do you say?
I'll go 8.5. Even though,
what?
again, I could say technically better than the original Star Wars, where I gave the original Star Wars a 10 is because of the movie that started the impact on my childhood. So that's the only reason why I give this a little bit less than the original Star Wars. But 8.5, it's a great. I mean, nothing else I can say about it to top what I was saying before. Anybody else said it's just a great movie.
Okay, Mega, what are you going to give this one?
I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
The reason why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 is not because it's a perfect movie. I must stress this. It's because it is, again, part of my childhood. And there's so many fucking iconic scenes in this film. It's unreal. From the Walker scene to the, the asteroid field, to seeing Yoda, to seeing that wonderful special effects with the Tauntauns, to the great lines to, I love you, I know. Darth Vader revealing that he's his father. It's just chocked with iconic moments, and this film deserves a 10 out of 10. But I said I'm giving it 10 out of 10 because, again, it's part of my childhood, and again, I cannot forget this movie. No matter how hard, you watch other movies, right? Say, for instance, you watch The Great Escape. You remember bits of it. I remember Steve McQueen. I remember this, that, the other. But Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars, I remember every single moment of those films. So that's why it deserves a 10.
There we go.
Can I alter my mark? Because Mega Geek has convinced me. It's not often that Mega Geek comes out the blocks, is it?
Yeah, I mean, R2, it's up to you, mate. Have you already locked the figures in, or are you going to allow him to have another pass?
I'm already going to have to redo everything because Mega Geek didn't give it a 0. So
I'm
no, that's fine. Go right ahead.
9.5. Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Brownie, fair play.
Adding a
Yeah,
0.5.
just to clarify for everyone, it's officially not shit on the Mega Geek scale. The shit or not shit. It's officially not shit. Brian, what's your score, please?
As we're only doing the halves, up to halves, I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Okay. R2, what's your score, please?
Well, I would give the original Star Wars a 10. I'm going to give this one a 10 too. They are both absolute masterpieces of film. So yeah, giving it a 10.
Just to finish us off, I'm torn. Look at Vex. So
well, Vex doesn't like sci-fi, does she? That's why she's giving it a 3. So, cheers, Vex.
I'm torn on this because Well, I'm not. When I say torn, I'm torn between a 9.5 and a 10. It's not. It's not bad either way. I think I'm going to give it a 10.
Wow.
It's not my favorite Star Wars, but I can only give this film a 10. I mean, after the incredible first movie, to follow up with this, I think I've recreated more scenes from any film as a kid playing with my figures. From this movie than anything else. And every time it snowed, I'd be out in the garden with my AT-AT and my stormtroopers, snowtroopers. So,
And saying that line,
it's just beautiful. So it's a 10 from me.
you never say that line when it snowed.
Oh,
Everyone must have said that line when it snowed. I think it's what is that? I think it smells bad. I thought it smelled bad on the outside. Anyone say that when you're in the snow? I always say that when it's snowing.
well, I've repeated that one when I've been going down on Kathy, but that's
Jesus Christ.
on the 1 hour
And you
mark there.
still
Brandon.
don't have that trilogy. You must be doing something wrong.
Amol?
Damn it.
Also, before, I'd just like to mention that Empire Strikes Back was very brave of Lucas to do, because he literally knew he was going to upset people with this one, coming off one of the biggest motion pictures, one of the biggest motion pictures ever to come out of Hollywood, and then he gave us, he didn't give us the same, but he gave us something that was going to upset people, and he was very brave.
Ran out of money as well.
What? No, he didn't. He didn't. They gave him. I think he mortgaged his house 5 times or something like that.
The Norway scene took longer, didn't it, because of the snowstorm? So it was touch and go.
Yes, it was.
Gary Cox was trying to drive him into an early grave at one point.
But the reason why he didn't want to take any money from the studio, because the studio was often, because he wanted it to belong to him, because of these films are independent films: Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So
super chats, if I may, Roo.
Please.
M Duke 84 for £2. Real money, folks. I'd give this 9 out of 10. Save my 10 for. All cranky gamer $5. Thank you, my friend. A third day of streams. A surprise, but a welcome one. I think we'll be back tomorrow as well.
Just while Artoo calculates and calibrates the score. Oh, go on, Brian. Sorry, I didn't know you had so many.
No, I missed the press.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Okay. Little challenge for the chat, and Brownie can pick out the best ones as we go. Seeing as it's Christmas, we're having a little bit of fun. Lines from Star Wars you could use in the bedroom. So Stu Dent's got one, although he used this one in the brothel. He says, as Han once said to Luke in a brothel, "You're all clear kids. Let's blow this thing and go home." So I'm sure there are a few others, and obviously the line I used on Kathy didn't go down particularly well. But see how you get on with that challenge there, chat. Artoo, over to you. Have you aggregated the scores, and if so,
Indeed,
where does it stack up?
So we looking back at the scores that we had from earlier this week, we had Star Wars wrapping up with an average of 9.6. Empire 9.6. Exactly.
Oh, exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Wow. Tied.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, I think the chat average mark, I would probably say it was a 9.5. Yeah. Because there was a fair few 10s, plenty
late
of 9s.
Change.
I've got a line from the.
Oh, please, Brian.
Myself, the boy, 2 droids, and no questions.
Oh, yes. Tom's got one as well. He's obviously had some bad experiences. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, here you go.
That's hilarious.
Are you going to do it? No, I'll do it. I've been burgled, which is never nice. You may fire when ready. The AT-AT attack with, is it Julian Glover?
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Our old mate Girth Knight says in the bedroom, do or do not. There is no try. Yes, indeed. Good advice for all you young uns.
It's a really terrific movie. It really is. As I said, when it had the 40th anniversary, I went to the cinema and saw it, and it's still brilliant. You know,
It's a trap.
that's the second one. That's the third one.
Concentrate. Who wants to do this one?
It's good for you, Ian.
Shut up.
Well, we can follow up with that one.
What's that?
Look at the size of that thing.
It's not a moon, it's a space station.
Here you go.
That's terrible.
And our very own
just
Professor
fuck.
Artoo, I hope he's not speaking from experience. Imagine hearing this in the bedroom.
No. Oh no. That's a terrible thing to say.
Here you go. Larry, you have failed me for the last time.
Madcap has got one. He says, it's too late for me, son.
Dark.
Great kid. Don't get cocky.
Oh dear.
Oh, don't even go near the listing fat.
Oh, get him on.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Terrible.
That's horrible.
We've devolved.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Fuck's sake.
What about this one from Larry?
Yeah, I did that.
What
about
we've
this
all
one?
experienced that before.
I think this is
haven't
the
we?
rest of the stream, folks. I am your sister.
Oh no. That's just wrong.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Mega Geek was in confession 24 hours ago, and now he has to put up with this
Exactly.
shit.
Exactly.
You know you've got a bit of a hot one to handle when this line comes up. Let the hate flow through you.
I think that's why Larry's single.
Crazy.
Oh, this is my favourite one to
Oh.
scream just as I'm about to climax. Here we go. Unlimited power.
Larry, fucking ban someone, ban Larry for God's sake. His latest.
Oh, let's give Larry his own show with this. Here we go. No, have you got it up, Brown?
Have I?
There we
I'm
go.
not aware of.
Brown, you
No,
can
it's
read
just
it
the way
out
I'm
just for that.
sat. Not just the men, but the women and the children too. Who snorted?
Somebody.
And,
did.
Wasn't me.
And MJ's got this directly from one of your old ex-girlfriends, Brown. Here we go.
He's clumsy as he is stupid.
Oh,
More stupid than clumsy, but yes.
And then a classic
Carry on.
one from
Who tell me?
Osella
Yeah,
Squadra,
tell me the
course.
ads.
Oh, yes, brilliant.
What a great scene that was. Oh, fantastic.
Echo again. God.
Oh God, look who's rocked up in the chat, folks.
That's hilarious.
Oh, very good.
Swappers should be banned from these unless you want to go all night.
Okay, one more, I promise, and then we will have to move on. But Brown will keep an eye on some of the good ones. Here we go from Echo Chamberlain. He says, "At that speed, do you think we can pull out in time?" Okay, very good.
Being this is 1980, will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Oh, yeah. Very good. You never let me down, chat. Lovely, jubbly.
Brilliant.
Okay, well, look, we had a lot of fun there with Empire. Lots of compliments. There's a stonkingly high score, leveling original Star Wars. Should we move it on, Brown?
Yeah, do you want me to do it now?
Go on. What's next in a chronology? I can barely wait.
Hope this is in order. It might not be.
Pablo will tell us.
Hey.
Return of the Jedi. I'm sure someone who's diligent in the chat will let us know if there's any
Collectors.
Star Wars content live action only, which features
I've got to
Ritsuno
let the
too.
cat in, by the way, so I'll be back in a
Oh,
minute.
damn. Go get your cat around.
Pussy check.
Okay, Return of the Jedi. Well, my personal favourite, I'll kick us off with a few little thoughts and then we'll go around the gang. Only because I think this was really, I was peak age for Return of the Jedi. What year was it, Brian?
1983.
Yeah. So I was like 6, 7 years old. The others, I was a bit too young really to appreciate it. Return of the Jedi, yeah. Obviously, Ewoks controversial, and whether you liked them or not, I did. I was a little kid. But look, opening 20, 30 minutes, Jabba, Palace, the sail barge, absolutely fucking fantastic. I know there's a debate, does this add to the overall arc of the plot? I don't care. It was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we got to see Luke as a Jedi Master, and we got the perfect ending, or at least we thought it was the ending until somehow Palpatine returned many years on. But yeah, look, not without its flaws, obviously. Some would say the weakest of the three, but I'm especially fond of it. I always say Return of the Jedi is my favorite, although I do recognize Empire is probably the best. But Return of the Jedi will always be my personal favorite, if nothing more than to see Leia in that goddamn bikini. Wow. Okay, but on that note, let's go straight to Brian.
And you're going to ask me before I. Anyway.
Before you finished it.
Yeah, I didn't. To my eternal shame, I didn't see Return of the Jedi until about 1987, when a friend said we could watch that in video. At which point it had been thoroughly and completely spoiled. Again, it was another one that I relied on the toys and the books. I don't think we got a video recorder until about that year. As you say, I think the writing is slightly clunky at times. It doesn't bear close scrutiny. I think that Jabba I absolutely hated, but in a good way. It was just an absolutely horrible, vile, disgusting villain. And when Leia, spoiler alert, when Leia kills him, it was just a fabulous release. Speaking of fabulous releases, Leia was actually and this was pre-wanking day, so I didn't quite appreciate her the way possibly some might have done at the time. Is it my favourite? No, but it's the one I probably remember the hype around most, because similar to yourself, similar ages, that's where most of the toys and all the I just remember the toy aisles just being full of Return of the Jedi stuff. So I probably have the three of them. I probably have the fondest memories of them all. My favourite scene out of the entire for fuck's sake.
God.
My favourite scene in the entire original trilogy is Vader's silent sacrifice, which they changed in the 1997. No, sorry, the 2011 Blu-ray release. They changed it and gave Vader the no, which is a terrible, terrible addition.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fucked that up for me, because now anytime I see the ordinary edition, it's still you remember that. I did see this film for the 40th anniversary back in April, I think, and been able to see it finally with an audience, because I didn't previously. It was just magnificent. The place was electric, and it managed to get a standing ovation and a round of applause in Glasgow, which is some feat. So classic film, absolutely wonderful. And ratings later on, is it, or is it now?
Yeah, hold on to that rating if you would, Brian. But yes, some fantastic memories, and yeah, I mean, you're lucky if you get away without getting a Glaswegian kiss when you go up to Scotland. But to get a standing ovation, wow. Okay, good to see the chat getting involved in the prompt there, the on-screen prompt. Let's go to PCAT, I think. PCAT, Return of the Jedi.
Loved it. It was one of those movies, again, excited to see it. I probably anticipated this movie more than any movie of my childhood. Obviously Empire, but I was a few years older, so it was 3 years later, so I'm older. So this was the movie I had the most anticipation of my childhood. seeing the commercials, the action figures, which some of them were re-released, the same old ones, but they would just change it on the packaging to Return of the Jedi. But this was the one. Seeing it in theater, the emotions ran all over. Obviously, as a kid, you love the Ewoks. Then I got older and I wasn't a fan, but then as I am now, I'm back to, and don't mind the Ewoks. To me, this among maybe the strongest parts of the entire trilogy was the Luke Darth Vader dynamic in this movie. How Luke had to confront his father. His father throws out the moment where he talks about his sister, and then Luke just absolutely loses it and comes within inches of being consumed by the dark side, as he was just about to kill his father after he chopped his hand off. But then he had that great moment where he stops, he looks at his own robotic hand, and then he sees his father has a robotic hand, and then he pulls away. And then that great moment at the end, towards the end, when Luke goes to the Emperor, he goes, "You failed. I am a Jedi like my father before me." Just perfect. And then, of course, the final moments of Vader when he just looks back and forth. No words needed, no stupid dialogue, no nonsense. Just he says everything through those tinted eyes, looking back and forth. His master, his son, his master, his son, and then he throws it out and he throws him down the shaft for good, or at least we thought it was for good. But it was just perfect. And that's the part of the entire trilogy that I found the most powerful, was the whole dynamic, the father-son dynamic.
Beautifully put there, Pika. Just save some of that praise for The Last Jedi as we.
Well, nothing will top that. I can go on for I can give you like 10 hours about why The Last Jedi is superior.
We might need its own stream for The Last
Yes.
Jedi. Okay, Brownie, let's get your thoughts. Return of the Jedi. You must have been, what, 44 when this came out?
No, I think it was 47.
Okay, yeah.
After Empire, when Empire finished, it was like, God, I can't wait for the next one. Do you remember the days where we couldn't wait for the next film?
The next Star Wars film.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we can't wait. How long is it going to be? When you were just, it could not be on at the theatre fast enough. This one for me is a little bit of a mixed bag. It would be difficult to follow Empire because Empire was just so good, wasn't it? But this one, I don't know. I liked the first act, where he goes after Han. Jabba's palace. I quite like that.
Yeah, me too.
Hashtag me too. Obviously, we get the bikini stuff.
Dwell on that.
I don't know. It just, there was something missing with this film. It was kind of all there, the Endor battle at the end with the spaceships. Obviously, that was incredible. That was groundbreaking special effects. Again, yeah, the confrontation with the Emperor at the end, fantastic. But I don't know. Was it the Ewoks? I don't know. Did the Ewoks spoil it? I don't know. Something just wasn't quite clicking for me. Still a great film. But I don't know. I don't know. I think Mega Geek said this before on a previous stream. They wanted to go for the kid audience, the child audience. But I think from Star Wars was the kid audience. Empire was the kid audience with a bit more maturity, and I think they probably would have grasped what was going on. This should have been aimed at those who were even older, but I think they went the other end of the scale, and it was the worse for it, to be honest. You could tell Gary Kurtzman wasn't saying, George, knock it on the head, son. But anyway,
So,
still
okay,
good,
a
but
balanced,
still good,
balanced
but
review. I'll just raise something, and Brown, maybe you can comment, and obviously
cheers,
the
Larry.
people
Thank
who are yet to contribute. The character of Han Solo. Do we think he was phoning it in a little bit here, Harrison? Do you think he was given enough to do? Is that one valid criticism?
I don't think the actor was phoning it in as much as is
Oh.
suggested, but I think his story arc certainly after the first act is pretty much finished.
Bit of a passenger,
There you go, folks.
maybe. Okay. Okay, I've completely at 4 rum and cokes in. I've completely lost track of who I've been to, who I haven't been to. I'm pretty sure we haven't been to Artoo though, so let's go to Artoo.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of people who would say that this one is the weakest of the original trilogy. I would agree. It is definitely missing something. You know, like you said, Brune, it's missing something in there. On the other side, it does have some fantastic moments. I absolutely love the space battle at the end. As a kid, you know, someone else, I think it was you, Rowan, said you know just the right age to see this. When I got to see it in the theater, there was a standing rule in my family when this came out in the theaters. If you're going to see Return of the Jedi, you have to take him with you. Because I loved this film. As a kid, I couldn't get enough. And so, yeah, I probably saw it 7 or 8 times in the theater as a kid because everyone just took me with them to go see it. Yeah, I mean, there are some things, like I said, the space battle is fantastic. The real conclusion, the real, finale of the trilogy is the lightsaber battle between Luke and Vader at the end. That's the emotional, the climax of the entire trilogy is the two of them and everything that's happening emotionally and relationship wise between them. Luke's, just continuing belief that his father can be redeemed. And then everything that happens between them and the Emperor. There are some great moments in here. There's also Ewoks running around doing very childish things. I do think it did miss out on having someone like Gary Kurtz being there to tell George, maybe do something a little bit more mature. Maybe don't go that direction. Someone there to tell George no. And of course, we learned some of that later on, what it looked like when no one was around to tell George, maybe you should rethink something. But it is still a really good movie. I do enjoy it. But yeah, it's not nearly as just objectively as a film. It's not nearly as good as either of the other two of the original trilogy.
This could be interesting when we come to the scores. Thanks for that,
Well, we got
R2.
super chat.
Oh, let's squeeze one
If I
in.
may.
Yeah.
Okay, Princess Fiona. $2. Ewoks eat people. Fucking gangster. There you go, folks.
He's not wrong.
It's canonical. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's been a
so let's
request
see.
from the chat that we start a drinking game.
Oh, we should. Yeah, absolutely. How remiss of us. What can we do?
There's also been a complaint that we're not drunk enough already.
Oh,
despite
I'm doing my best here,
Take the old fella somewhere tomorrow.
I think there's well, let's just go around the team, shall we, and get some suggestions. So I'll submit any kind of sexual innuendo, and obviously it's if we mentioned that earlier, you'd all be pissed already. So yes, any vague sexual innuendo, take a big drink. Brownie, what's your submission?
When any of us make sense.
Oh God, not much drinking going on there. Peacat.
I guess it would be when people start bashing the sequel trilogy. Anytime there's somebody bashing the sequel trilogy, you gotta take a shot.
Get them racked up, folks.
Yep.
Mega. Drinking prompt?
Oh, I don't know. I guess every time I say shit, I guess.
Yeah.
That's gonna kill someone.
Especially when we get to the Disney trilogy, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Anytime someone mentions The Last Jedi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Who else hasn't done one? Brian, did you do one?
I'm going to be taking a
No.
drink then anyway. So
I haven't done one on
Oh.
Return of the Jedi. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't.
I'll go for any time Brown interrupts someone on the panel
You know
at a terrible
when,
moment by saying, "If I may."
Oh,
Brilliant.
what?
Look at that!
Look at that!
What?
What?
Looking at what? What are we looking at?
You could look at the magnificent
Just take a
shiter on the
drink, everybody,
screen.
for fuck's sake.
Look at the horse on Anonymous Bastard's
Oh,
avatar.
please.
Anonymous Bastard gets more comments put on screen just so he can have an ogle at that horse.
And for me to say
Very
bastard.
interesting tactic he's used there, and it's effective. Who have I not been to for Return of the Jedi, folks?
Me.
Mega, please take it away.
Nay.
Yeah, mostly what everybody else said. This one was the weakest out of the three. I don't believe Star Wars was created solely for kids. I don't think it was, because in those days, kids' films and kids' TV shows was treated with a lot of adult stuff in it. So it was that kind of thing. If you look at Star Wars very carefully, it wasn't. The toys are aimed for the kids, but it wasn't really aimed. I don't think it was aimed for the kids anyway. Return of the Jedi was definitely a conscious effort to up the game when it came to storytelling and to make it very, very different from Star Wars. Return of the Jedi, now, I've got to admit, they definitely had that in mind, the kids in mind. Obviously, they wanted to sell the Ewok toys, they wanted to sell the spaceship toys and everything. So from the get-go, it was the wrong attitude to have for this film, because coming from Empire Strikes Back, which was absolutely brilliant as far as I was concerned, and the seriousness from Empire Strikes Back, and to go to this tone was, I think, was a mistake in my opinion. They did try to manage the budget when they were making this film. You can tell, like, for instance, I don't believe they built a huge Millennium Falcon. It was a matte painting, because the only time we see Millennium Falcon in full is when when Han and Lando, he goes, now you will take care of it, won't you? And he goes, oh, you're a pirate, blah blah blah, whatever. And it's just a matte painting behind him. So I think they were consciously trying to bring the budget down on this film, hence why they hired the director. I can't remember the director's name. Richard Marquand. Richard Marquand is famous for shooting things really fast, and it does come across as this film was shot really fast. But saying all that, right, that's all very negative things to say, but saying all that, again, it has iconic moments in it, doesn't it? It has the Leia get up, should I say. It has the Jabba the Hutt. We finally see what Jabba the Hutt looks like. And again, the battle in the ending was absolutely fantastic. The special effects was absolutely top notch, and it has some great one-liners in there. It's a trap, everybody remembers from this film. Darth Vader, as somebody said, is his father and all that stuff. It's all very iconic stuff, but it's not as good as the last two. Put it that way. I think George was, at that moment in time, he was getting really tired of Star Wars, and he just wanted he wanted a breather. So he just wanted to wrap things up really fast. And it does show in this film. If you look closely, it really does show in this film. Like, for instance, Yoda goes, your training is already done. And I remember everybody in the cinema going, what? I remember somebody in the back behind me said, what? Do you know what I mean? So, like, he did half the training and suddenly he's a Jedi. Do you know what I mean? So you just get the strange feeling that he wanted to wrap it up really fast. Again, as I said, I enjoyed it. It was fun, but it wasn't as good as the last two. So that's what I think. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's everyone. Please speak now, forever hold Brown's dick. Let's get some scores then. So get ready, Artoo. We're going to pelt you with some scores. So we'll take yours first, please, Artoo. Your score for Return of the Jedi.
Oh, all right. Well, well, it's definitely not going to be a 10. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Brownie, your score, sir.
Could you possibly just come back to me in a moment?
Oh God!
I'm just
Cracking one off.
I'm just cracking one off.
Cracking one off
Jinx.
for the Leia poster. PCAT, what's your score?
I'll go 7.5. The extra half is because I really love, as I was saying, the father-son dynamic. And to piggyback on what Mega was saying before, I love the fact that we had all this build-up to Jabba the Hutt, and we finally get to see him, which, in retrospect, is another issue I have with the special edition of the original Star Wars. It's better. I just like the build-up. We hear about him in the original. Is a brief mention of him in Empire Strikes Back by Han, and then of course Boba Fett is going to bring him to Jabba, and then we finally get the reveal. It was a great build up. It wasn't a CGI Jabba the Hutt. It was it was something practical you can physically touch. I take a little bit off because they rehashed the Death Star again. So it was like, all right, we did that, but now we're doing it. I mean, again, it was a great battle. Don't get me wrong, visually stunning, but it was one of those things where it just seems like this is where Star Wars was falling into its trap. And of course, going forward, rehashing certain things we've seen from previous movies. But overall, still a great movie. I enjoyed a lot, and 7.5.
Okay. Brownie, if you could monitor the chat scores or
Yes,
share
I'm
them
doing it,
even.
mate.
Yeah, he's on
Yeah,
it.
doing it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you, PCAT. Mega, what's your score for this one?
I think I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give this an 8, not because again it deserves an 8. It's because again it's part of that trilogy that I really loved as a kid, and again it's part of my childhood. So I'm going to give it an 8. Definitely an 8.
Okay, Brian.
I'm going to go for an 8.5. Having seen it in the big screen, especially, it just hammered home just how special this film is. It does have its problems. I'm with Pika 100% in the rehashing of the Death Star.
Yeah,
I think that specific trope, they use it later on. They've used it maybe 2 or 3 times after that, and it kind of grates somewhat. The sound design in this film is just fantastic if you listen to it in the big screen. So I think I'm going to have to say I was got a definite solid 8, but I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Okay, well, I'll take us home with maybe some would say generous 9, but I am particularly fond of this film, and some iconic scenes. So I think I give the original Star Wars a 9.5, Empire a 10. So I'll give Return of the Jedi a 9. So
shall I do my mark?
Oh, sorry. Do we miss you, bro? Oh, yeah. You asked us to come back
I was
to you.
cracking one off.
Yes, I know. That was.
I was briefly looking at my Internet Movie Database mark, and it was 7.
Oh,
but I think I'm going to give it 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that due to the cracking one off you just done? Is that put you in a better mood? Or?
Slightly, yeah.
Okay.
It was almost a happy finish. Yes, kind of like a smirk.
Taking a real good look at that slave Leia on the poster. Things just happen.
So Artoo, where do we sit with Return of the Jedi? This will be an interesting one.
Well, somehow I gave it the lowest score and not Mega Geek. I'm not sure how that happened, but 7.9.
7.9, and I don't suppose. Just tell us where it nestles. You don't have to give us the whole rundown, but what's above it? What's below it?
Well, everything is below that, except for Star Wars and Empire. So the closest would be Rogue One, where we got a 5.4.
Okay, that seems about right.
Sorry, I would say the chat were probably coming in about 7.5, maybe just creeping up slightly to what, 7.75 ish, perhaps.
Okay.
Very wide, very diverse. This one, there were lots of 6s.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 7.5 for the chat.
Okay, good work, chat. So look, we've spent a lot of time on Empire and Return of the Jedi, and obviously that was going to be the case, but maybe some of these next movies we might not spend as long on.
I do believe we have a super chat. Brian, are you available, please?
Yes, I'm available. RRT&Z for 2 kitty on New Zealand dollars. # bring back Yub Nub.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely, yeah. Brown's Yub rubbed one off, I think.
2 by now. Oh, don't fuck about me.
Okay, well, look, don't hold us in suspense. What's the next?
Oh, okay.
What's the next one?
Well, you're able to do this,
in the
but I'll do it.
chronology.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I want
Okay.
you to push that button.
Apologies if the order is wrong.
That's why I want you to do it.
Apologies.
It's
me.
drum roll.
You expect it to be wrong anyway.
Oh, it's the Ewok movie, Caravan of Courage. We may be a little bit we might be a little light on commentary for this one, so we might need your help on this chat.
Should we do a quick super chat though? There you go.
Go
Smilex, who's been fucking brilliant tonight.
Yeah.
Smilex for £5. That's real money, folks. I'm smashed. 2 drinks away from going full problem being Jesus.
I feel like we need to send Smilex on another quest. I'm going to have to think about what that could be. Right, so this is going to be an interesting one. I will just kick us off by saying, I forget what it was. I think it was probably Christmas Eve. I was lay on the sofa. There was
having a wank.
Shag all on the TV. My pants around my ankles. I'd already done the deed. And I was looking for something to watch. I found myself mindlessly scrolling through Disney Plus, which I'm on a free trial. Wouldn't pay for that shit, man, babies. And lo and behold, I put the old Ewok movie on, and it was this one, Caravan of Courage. I have to confess, I fell asleep about 15, 20 minutes in. It starts with basically just the Ewoks larking around the jungle. But I do recall it as a child. I did love the Ewoks from Jedi, and I did enjoy these films because I like the Ewoks. So, you know, look, it's a bit of fun. It's set in the Star Wars world, but it's never going to be a masterpiece, in all honesty, is it? So, interested to see what others think. So, let's go to Brian, I think, if we could.
I'm in exactly the same boat as yourself. Haven't seen this until flicking through the channels flicking through the menus on Disney, and I think I maybe watched the first 15 minutes before kind of losing it. Cockney is going to be having an aneurysm. You're on the fucking panel, and you've seen the fucking movie. Going off his head, but no, I haven't seen this movie. I didn't know it was coming up. Otherwise, I probably would have done, because other than the alcoholism, I'm quite the model pro.
So actually, you've never seen it originally, Brian, and you only got through 15 minutes recently. Is that where we are?
I'm afraid so. That's
well, it's okay. We appreciate the honesty. In the last stream, we had people confess they hadn't seen the likes of Solo and various other things. So, not a problem. I'll leave it at your discretion if you want to score it based on the 15 minutes you've seen. It's totally up to you, but we'll hold the thought on that one. Rather than me pick on people on the panel randomly, has anyone on our panel seen this movie either originally or recently? Anyone at all?
I saw it when it first premiered on, I think it was ABC here in America.
Okay.
I remember as a kid, I was excited to watch it. Honestly, my only memories of it, I just remember it was about a family that was separated after they crashed on Endor. And that's about it. I've never had a desire as I got older to go back and rewatch it.
Okay, we're scraping the barrel a bit here, but we did say we'd cover all the live action. Well, let's just touch on anyone, even if it's just a comment on the poster, the concept, anything like that.
I think I would have seen it on VHS, but I cannot remember anything about it. I can't even remember. I can't.
Watched it on acid. Out me.
I can't. Welcome to interrupting. Ian.
It's a change, doesn't it? It's a fucking change. Anyway,
you're not bitter though. I've been burgled, which is never nice. Caravan of Courage was great to have a laugh on shrooms. I can't remember anything of it. I can't even remember if I've actually seen it. I probably
Yeah,
would have, but I'd probably
like-
been too straight to remember it.
Like PCAT, I remember seeing this when it first came out. Just vague memories of, hey, Star Wars, there's going to be new Star Wars on TV. Oh my, that sounds great. I don't really remember anything of it hardly. I do think I've watched it since then, or at least some of it. Maybe I found some on YouTube or something, but I don't remember it being all that great.
Much of the EU just kind of flies under the radar for me, I'm afraid. I prefer the main stuff.
I've never seen it. Never seen it.
Can we give it
What?
credit for basically not affecting canon? He managed to pull it off in the world of Star Wars, but without having any impact on the movies. Is that a positive?
It was just a cash grab, wasn't it? This one. I mean, because I don't know. I just think it was a cash grab, and also, right. I didn't like Return of the Jedi, and I did not like the Ewoks, so I was never going to go and see this in the cinema. So
Pack it in. Don't do that because YouTube fucking doesn't like it.
Well, that's absolute guarantee that everyone's going to do.
You're a bastard. I hate you. Kevo for $2. Here's a little help with the new PC.
Oh.
Sorry, it's not much,
Oh,
mate. It's fantastic. Thank you so much, Kevo. Kevo. Thank you, my friend.
you got another one from old cranky gamer Brown. If you want to do that one while we're on an intermission.
I'm gonna fist you. Would you care to? Who's available? Brian.
Yes.
Oh no, it's the fucking bells.
The bells.
Are you available, my friend?
Yes, old cranky gamer for $20 says, for the new PC, no one should watch 30 in anything but 4K panoramic hedonism, and for giving me much needed laughs during the bad tape. I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that I can't even get a semi unless there's some VHS kind of breakdown and trouble with the vertical hold with my PORN.
Moving on. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, old cranky gamer. How's the PC fun going, Brown? It must be.
It's doing okay. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's an ongoing kind of rolling fund. Yeah.
You should be able to buy a fucking quantum computer the way things have been going with that.
I'm working on it.
It was the cat's abscess last year. It's the PC this year. It's just
you wait while it's the Romanian porn star.
Wife.
Oh, God.
Every hole's a goal.
Someone noticed Brownie. You were quick to jump to conclusions, but if you look carefully, I asked everyone to please upload the sexy assess. So I don't know
because
what
it
you
was a
thought.
typo.
I thought I meant.
You twat. Moving on.
Okay, well, look, we've got to do some scores to this film. It's up to you guys. If you've got any recollection, if you want to give me a score,
Has
if you
anybody
want
got
to
any
opt out,
recollection?
it's up to you. Brown, what's your score? Caravan of Courage.
I can't remember it, so I'm going to say 4.
Okay. PCAT?
I'll go with a 3 only because I have a little bit of memory of it still. But again, I've never gone back to watch it from that day I saw it when it first aired.
Can we just ban Smilex, please? I've seen
No.
Smilex
is
drunk. He doesn't know what he's saying.
He's earned his platinum card this evening.
Oh God. Mega, you've not seen it at all, have you? I don't think.
I've not seen it at all, so I can't really
explore
it. Yeah.
Brian, based on the 15 you saw, or would you sooner pass?
I think it would be sensible to pass at this point. Hypocritical otherwise, I think, for me.
Artoo, did you ever seen this at all?
Yeah. So
cool. And what do you think? And what
long ago. From my memory, I think a 3 or a 4 is probably generous, but I'll go with a 3.
Yeah, I other than the 15 I watched recently, I did watch it back in the day. I had a fun time as a kid, but no, let's be real here. It's only a 3.5 at best. So if you plug all those in the mainframe, R2, how do we ejaculate that one?
That gives us a 3.4.
3.4, and does that kind of simmer around about the arse end of the prequels? Does it? Where's that?
Well,
stop?
it's definitely better than Solo, but it's not as good as Phantom Menace.
Okay, it's probably about right. I think we're doing a fine job here.
And Obi-Wan is still down there at the bottom too. So.
Oh wow!
Look
Okay.
who's here, everybody. Emperor Kipling.
Hey.
Oh, hello, Darth Kipling. How are we doing?
I seem to be slightly drunk on the bellies of whiskey, gentlemen. Continue with your chat while I listen in the background.
It's drunk.
You really do need drugs for this stream, don't you?
Yeah.
Good to hear you, Kippers. You're in you're the wrong side of the pond, aren't you? You're over in the States, or you're back? I don't know.
I'm currently in Georgia, United States of America.
You're on mic top laptop mic, aren't you?
Mic top lap. It's going to be my new username.
Mic top lap. Fucking hell, Brown.
Oh, I might be drunk, but good God, Brown, you're way ahead of me. Yeah, I wish I had a better mic, but I don't.
It sounds shit, mate.
Well, it would do. I'm in the toilet.
well, swappers will bear with it, because did you watch Caravan of Courage ever?
Yeah, depressed the hell out of me, because as a 10-year-old, I was genuinely really looking forward to it. After Return of the Jedi, you were so hyped after that, and I thought, yes, another Star Wars film. Even though it didn't say Star Wars on the poster, I was still excited. And then it happened, and I could barely make it to the end, to be honest. I think the only laser type special effect that was in it was this kind of little firelighter device that the kid had. That was it. And the rest of it is just people walking around on horses and stuff. That's all I remember. That's it. And that's not the memory you want from a Star Wars movie. So, unfortunately, depressing as hell. But hey, at least it's better than The Last Jedi.
Oh, easy. We'll get your passport taken off you if you're not careful. Score it, Swappers? You want to give it a score?
Oh, I'd give it a 3 for effort, I think.
Okay. So it probably doesn't do much, does it, to the average there, R2? Takes it down a notch, I don't know.
Take it down. Hold on. Got to add a new column here.
Oh, gosh.
That'll bring it down to 3.3. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, rather painfully, they did make another one of these damn films.
Oh no!
And this one, I'll put my dick on the table. I've got absolutely no recollection. I think I did watch it. Honestly, I can't remember a fucking thing about it. What there it is, the Battle for Endor. What I don't know. Obviously, they felt encouraged by the first one, but yeah, I can't remember the plot. Can't remember what it's about.
Poster as well.
Nothing. Has anyone got anything for me on this?
Didn't
film?
even know it existed.
Nor did I.
I seem to remember.
Movie.
Welcome to Talking Over Each Other.
When you've got 15 fucking guests on, Brown, it's going to happen.
Who's the old guy with the stick?
Mr. Brown.
I think it's Wilford. No, I think it's Wilford Brimley was in that one.
Oh, is it?
You are
Yeah.
joking.
Yeah, it was.
No,
it was. Yeah.
Fuck.
It looks awful.
Morticia Adams is in it for some reason, and and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't remember those, but hey.
Yeah, I don't even remember the film.
Does anybody remember the film?
I think what we're going to have to do for this one, Brown, I think we're going to entirely have to hand this over to the chat.
Yeah, so chat. If you've seen it,
yeah, we're relying on the honesty of the chat here. So if you've seen this, could you please drop a score? Mr. Brown will do his best to whack them up on screen, and R2 will do his best to aggregate them. So play the game only if you've seen it. Score in the chat, and
So
we'll see how
I
we
do
go.
remember seeing this one.
Oh,
I do remember seeing
Excellent.
this one when it originally came out, and all I can really remember from it was I do remember Wilford Brimley was in it, which was just odd. It just seems like such a strange casting choice.
I'll do it. Rick.
But then I remember it was extremely creepy. Like I had no interest in I'm not even sure I finished it.
Same with me. I remember as a kid,
dark and creepy.
I turned it off.
There's like a witch or something that's I think in the picture that I can't remember. But it was really it completely turned me off from it. Like I said, I'm not even sure I even finished watching it originally because there was these creepy monster guys and it was
Well, are you able to give us a score there, Artoo, seeing as you've actually watched this one?
I mean, I probably would have to give it a 0 because I didn't even finish it. So.
Woo.
Okay, well, how are we doing on the scores then in the chat there, Brownie? Can you help
I'm
Artoo
kind
out?
of thinking we're looking at probably 3.5
Okay.
on average.
You're just going to pull that one out your arse, are you?
Well, no, the people no. Well, normally I do pull it out my ass, but for once I'm being professional, which is more than what everybody is at the moment. You pissed off bastard.
Oh, professional.
In fact, people are coming in late. I still think it's about 3. I'm going to say 3.
We'll just go. Okay, R2
It's
will just
3.
go for a
Chat is
rather
about
unscientific 3
Right.
for that.
So
3.
For the panel, that would make it a solid 0, since it only was scored by one
Well,
person.
panel. Did anybody mark it from the panel?
Yeah, just R2, I think.
Well, how many marks did R2
PCAT,
give?
did you have one?
0.
I would give it a 0 because even as a kid I couldn't finish it. I just remember watching it.
All right, that would...
out. It just didn't do it. It was just too dark.
Yeah, it would bring our
That's
average
all
up
I can
to a
remember.
0. So
Why did you give it R2? R2, did you give it 0?
0.
Oh dear. That's not good then, is it?
Okay.
So it's 3 then for the chat.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, it's fucking awful. So Brown, let's hope
I
for
didn't
the
even
best.
know it existed. I don't know about you guys.
Harsh.
Oh, wowzers. And I'm looking at you,
that.
chat, just to double check Brown's chronology. If someone could wake up
This is
Pamela
an
Hidalgo.
educated guess, everybody.
Ahsoka's going to happen after Mandalorian Season 3.
Is it?
Have we done Mando?
Yep.
We did do Mando, right? Okay.
Oh, I thought this was before Mando. Okay, well,
Nope.
hold on.
Yeah, they
hold on,
talk
hold
about
on.
some events in it that happened in the
Yeah,
third
it was
season.
do you know what it was? It was the Luke Skywalker bit that confused me. But okay,
Yeah.
so what we're saying, Mando, yeah.
So it'd be Mando's 1, 2, and 3, and Boba Fett that would come before.
So it's
I
this.
think someone in the chat seemed to think Book of Boba Fett was next, but yeah, Manuel, Book of Boba Fett, because it starts with Boba crawling out the
Very
Sarlacc
good.
pit.
At the very beginning, but most of it
which
happens.
means we fucked it up anyway.
Yeah,
So
most
what
of
do you
it
want to do,
happens
folks?
after season
Well,
two.
is that a
How about
flashback, though,
the-
really, when you think about it?
Yeah.
What do you mean
flashback.
we fucked it up?
Okay, I fucked it up, folks.
It's the Royal Brown, isn't
So,
it? Yeah.
what do we want to do? Go on.
The fucking right thing. What's the
Well, I don't know what the right thing is because I'm the
That's
Star Trek
plainly
fan.
obvious.
Well, Book of Boba Fett's a little hard to place because it does take it does stretch out over a bit of a period, but I think most of it happens
Okay.
after Mandalorian season 2.
Okay, question then.
Okay. Mando.
Who's sober?
Who's high at the hall?
Who's sober?
Not me.
I think I'm good.
Okay, and who knows what they're on about?
No one.
Nah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the who's sober. Who's sober then? You are too.
Yep.
Okay, welcome to Kitchen Noises with,
Ambient noise.
yes,
Ambient noise stream.
with Emperor Kipling opening the fridge door.
Did you hear that?
Noises in the toilet, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, we heard what? Yeah, we heard it. Yeah,
Oh, great.
great.
Brian,
Yeah, it's great for
Alex is
viewers.
rather disappointed that you don't seem to know.
Brian, you used to be a Star Wars fan.
Yes. Yes, I did.
I think we just go with Mando. I know it's made there's 3 seasons, but we're going to wrap it all as one entire.
Are we going to do Mando?
We're going to do Mando. Should we do it?
Really, actually, is the Book of Boba Fett because he does crawl out in its orbit round about then, but
right,
Mandalorian's at least 5 years after.
Okay.
Go on, Boba Fett.
Welcome to Kitchen Noises with Emperor Kipling. Okay, so are we doing Booker?
Yes.
Let's just do it.
What else do you expect me to bake my cake?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Larry's losing patience. He says, "Just fucking pick one." You know, it's like fucking sitting, flicking through Netflix, can't decide which fucking thing to watch.
Pulling teeth.
Yes,
sorry, folks. All right, we'll go with
Boba Fett. Yeah, we'll go with Boba Fett. Okay. Book of Boba Fett, a little one from me, and then let's get into let's get round the team. Boba Fett, some of you might know, one of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters, my favorite toy as a kid. I actually nearly forked out for a fucking replica costume once, believe it or not. I love Boba Fett. He was just so cool, so mysterious. So badass. I wasn't, a bit disappointed he died, or supposedly Return of the Jedi, but just loved all the mismatched armor, everything about him, the gadgetry, just fucking cool. Loved the guy. So when I heard they were making a whole series, in fact, originally I think it was going to be a movie, but they turned it into a series. I thought, brilliant, can't wait. Boy, was I fucking disappointed. It really was. Rather tragic what became of Boba Fett. Yeah, I will save the detail for my my panel of guests, but let's just say this was utterly, totally fucking abysmal and had perhaps one of the worst scenes in all of Star Wars. I won't reveal which. Let's see if it comes up. But that's enough from me. Let's go to someone who's generally more positive about these things. Mega Geek.
This was shit. Let's face it. It
Drink
really
a bit.
was incredibly bad piece of Star Wars. Boba Fett comes out and he's fat. What the fuck's that all about? Seriously. And the whole thing was just, look, I've got one word for this. It was shit. Next person, please.
Well, that's 2, 3. Drink a bit.
Brilliant.
That's it.
Have a drink. Thanks, Mega. It didn't disappoint. Brian, Book of Boba Fett.
I've absolutely despised this series. I thought it was absolutely terrible. It seemed to be a placeholder and something just to keep our minds off the fact that the next Mandalorian season possibly wasn't going to be happening. To me, it just isn't going to work because Boba Fett, I think he needs to be an antagonist and he needs to be mysterious for him to work. This series tried to humanize him, and to be honest, we'd already had that with The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is essentially just Boba Fett, but they've decided to give him a personality and change it all around about. This just didn't work from start to finish. I think it was overshadowed as well by, is it Fennec Shand in the background?
Yeah.
What would you say about this other than skip it? The fact that I do like Tamara Morrison, but God almighty, the guy was slightly too old and it had a few too many Christmas pies for my liking. The continual use of the Bacta tank was awful. The Cockneys in space made me want to vomit. The bikes was just deplorable, and also there was the issue with remember the scene that had the half of the set shown in the background when the bikes went past. So totally there was something else that was terrible about it, and that was the fact that they tried to also humanize the Sand People, which makes what Anakin did in episode 2 go from just a young boy lashing out at his mother and doing something horrendous to making him an absolute fucking monster. And that was done for political reasons, for people, the kind of people who look at it and see something which they possibly shouldn't be seeing. I'm not going to go into details, but you all know what I'm talking about. I think that was a terrible, terrible mistake.
Brian, you kind of alluded to the Archer Colin has called it out. Was this the one with the Mighty Morphin Power Bikers? It was, and that was the worst scene that I was referring to. I just thought that was absolutely fucking abysmal, laughable, didn't belong in Star Wars, just an absolute fucking piss take. And it really is a fucking an offense to Star Wars, personally, and that's coming from the guy who made The Last Jedi. Anyway, enough from me. Thank you, Brian. Let's go to Artoo. Get his thoughts.
Oh boy. I mean, what can you say about a series that ends sort of, its climax is your hero riding around on a Rancor oh my god. Just what an abysmal show. It was terrible. Of course you get Boba Fett, running around, barely fitting into his costume anymore. Bunch of supporting characters who nobody cared about, of course, and then they had to go and insert some extra episodes of The Mandalorian into the middle of the story because they were, rewriting the story as they went along so that they could bring back their little marketing insert that they loved in the other show. So, no, it was just such a weak story. There were no particularly interesting characters. It ruins everything fun about Boba Fett. It's crap. It's just crap.
Just crap. Okay, it's getting slaughtered by the chat, by the way. Is Emperor Kipling in any fit state to comment on this at all?
Yes.
Take it away, Kippers. What do you make of this?
I didn't watch any of it ruin. It looked like a bunch of CRAP to me, and well, I thought I'd leave it up to Mr. Brown and his cronies to watch it, and I'd said I'll laugh at it. But basically, there was no need to watch it. My brain was deranged enough at the time. But, well, I think I'd give it about a 3 out of 10 from what I heard.
Oh, he's gone early with the scores. Okay, thank you, Kippers. I'll have a pint or whatever he's having. Who've we not been to? PCAT, do we go to you?
No,
let's have you.
I will have to unfortunately revert back to some of the comments I made from some of the shows last time. I did not see this. This is already past my point of no return for Star Wars because it turned into sewage.
Just remind everyone, PCAT, what was the final nail in the coffin for you? What was the point of no return?
After the Rise of Skywalker, that was the end of it all.
Done. You were out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've still got some doozies to come. Don't worry about that. Anyone else? So we got. I think we've pretty much covered the gang, haven't we? Yeah.
Me.
You, Brown? Oh, how could I?
I do believe we covered it, didn't we?
We did. We absolutely did. Go on, Brown. What do you make of
I
this?
will just say the Mandalorian episodes, what were spliced into this crap, I thought were reasonably half decent episodes. The rest of it was just utter garbage. They're totally deconstructed Boba Fett. The Vesper stuff, fucking hell. It's like the actors or the kids who fuck off with that. The kids who had like cybernetic implants and stuff. It's like the one
mods.
Mods. One had her forearm, just the forearm modded. For what reason? It's like, what the fuck? You'd expect all the arm to be modded, not just like the forearm. It was just utter bollocks. Again, the special effects, the production looked nice, lots of good bits. Just just not needed.
Oof.
I would have liked to have seen the original screenplay. The is it the James Mangold was going to do the movie version of this? That might have been a lot better, but this was just utter. You know you're in trouble when the actual main lead, the actor, after the event says it's shite. You know you're in trouble.
I like John Z's rather pithy review of, in summary, the only way you can make something this bad is to actually try and make it this bad. And it did feel like a troll job, I'll admit it. So look, wholly negative response to this. Intrigued by the scores. So Brownie, if you could tell you what, give me your score first, and then you can give me.
Yeah, chat, flash your scores up if you watched it. I don't think
flash
many
tits,
people
please.
watched it. I think 4 would be very, very generous.
I think it would.
I'm going to give it 4 purely because of the people who worked behind the scenes to make it look okay. You know, the production. The story, just utter bollocks. In fact, I'm going to give it 3.
He's already talked himself down.
Yeah.
I can't remember whether we established this. Are we allowed to delve into minor scores?
No, you can't do that
No.
because you've at least got to. Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh, we can't do that. Okay, I know. Artoo's already panicking at the mention of minus numbers on the spreadsheet.
Hey, I can calculate up anything you want to give me. If you want to break it out to 6 decimal points, I can do it. It's fine.
Oof. Okay, so it's are you settling on a 3, Brown? If I keep you talking, can we get you down further?
3.
3. Okay. PCAT, what say you?
Since I didn't say it, I will. Not give it a score.
You don't need to.
Okay, fair play, mate. Mega, you basically landed on it shit. Move on.
Yeah.
What does that translate to numerically?
-0.
You can't. Well, not then.
It's still not.
Worse than naught. -0.
Brian?
I'm going to give it a rather generous 2 out of 10. And those points are going to go purely to Matt Berry for doing the voice of the torture droid from Return of the Jedi.
R2, have you got a score?
Let's see. We had 7 episodes, and there were 2 of them were basically episodes of The Mandalorian that weren't so bad. So what would 2 out of 7 be? Well, it's about. I'll give it a 3.
Okay.
The thing is, because I think they they inserted the best episodes from The Mandalorian into this shit, and because of that, The Mandalorian suffered. The series after suffered because of it. So they completely fucked it all up.
Swappers, I won't risk bringing in all the external noise because he didn't see it anyway.
He gave us a 3 earlier, so
he did randomly give us that one. Look, I'm going to give myself some wiggle room just for what's coming up, so I'll give it a very generous 1. So where does that leave us? I know I'm not giving you much time to compute these R2, but you really
so actually, I just had not Brian. What did we get from you, Brian?
2.
Dane, you got a whole load of this, Dane.
2?
2 out of 10.
Oh,
2.
sorry if I missed
okay, and then Mega Geek gave us a 0.
Yeah, he did.
He deserves
3 for me.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, not Brian's score was not in there, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't the 0 I had already put in there for Mega Geek, and I changed it. So with those scores, that would give us an even 2.
Oh, and where does that sit? I'm intrigued.
So that's still better than Obi-Wan.
Oh,
that is not as better than Ewok Battle for Endor.
One more chance. Can I give it an extra half point for not having either Lizzo or Jack Black in it?
Okay,
well, 2.5. All right, that's going to bring us up to a 2.1. So for the
I would say the chat will probably, I'd say 2 as well.
Yeah. Okay. So it
Yeah.
is pretty
Yeah.
dire. Okay. Brownie, I'm looking at the clock, and I'm looking at the actual clock, and I'm looking at the timer.
Shall we do
but
one more then?
I think we do one more. It's Christmas. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's do one
Okay.
more. Okay.
So, do we know what's next then, chronologically? Because I don't. Is
Oh,
it?
I think we'd have to start with Mandalorian season 1 then, or are we doing
Yeah.
all of Mandalorian
well, we
together?
do the whole
Oh, because
the
that will
whole
work
damn
out
thing.
beautifully. Because it means we come back for the later ones, if you know what I mean, the good ones,
Mm.
where we can really spend our time on them.
Okay,
like
well,
they
there we
deserve.
go. We can look forward to that. Well, look, Mandalorian. Now we know there's 3 seasons. We know most people consider that certainly the first, maybe the second season as rather decent. Some people are quite fond of them. And then it does take a bit of a dive bomb in the 3rd season. So, but we have to judge it as a whole. So I ask my
Yeah.
panel and the chat to consider that. Just before we do dive into this, and I did a little bit of preparation work, Brown. You're going to be impressed by this. So, as R2's been giving us the scale and the rankings, I went off to IMDb and I had a look at how all these things shape up on IMDb. Unsurprisingly, Empire was at the top with an 8.7
Wow.
aggregate score. Surprisingly, Mandalorian came in second actually joint top with also an 8.7.
No way.
That's above A New
Wowza.
Hope at 8.6. And then again, maybe somewhat surprisingly, Andor was at 4th with 8.4. So
Fuck off.
Something tells
that's
me a whole bunch of those scores were from season 1 when people went up and rated The Mandalorian and never went back to change it.
That has to be
maybe.
people's girlfriends going, oh, isn't Baby Yoda so cute?
That's
Isn't
so
he gorgeous? Just
cute.
gorgeous. Let's give him a 10. Fuck off.
Well, it's really got Brian going, but let's go in order so I don't miss anyone. So, Brown, we'll start with you. I know we've done a lot of streams on these, haven't we, Brown? What do you make? Mandalorian.
Okay, Mandalorian first season started off really, really well. Obviously, Favreau writing, directed maybe a couple of episodes. I think we were all optimistic, and it certainly was not bad. It didn't seem to offend anybody, like that fucking bell. It was promising, and then obviously we had was it season 1 where we had the moments of Luke Skywalker at the end?
End of season 2.
Yeah.
Was it season 2?
Mm.
Okay, well, I will say then season 1 and 2 were not bad. Obviously, I'll say Gina Carano was pretty good. Few other characters. Was it Timothy Oliphant? Whatever his name was, I don't know.
Oliphant playing the Chuck Wendig character.
Yeah, the Marshal, whatever he was. He was all right as well.
That's a long time ago.
Some, we had some good. It was pretty damn good, and then it looked fantastic as well. Baby Yoda, we were all kind of in love with Baby Yoda. I think it was going really well, and then we had the collective moment of joy at the end of season 2. Unbeknown at the time, KK was sacking Gina Carano for not a lot, really. And then I get have we had 3 seasons?
Yeah.
Yes.
I get the feeling that while that Gina Carano stuff was going on, something was going on with Favreau. I think he probably would have stuck by her, or something went on, because the writing just fell off a cliff, didn't it? And then it just evolved into something different, and it didn't help. It didn't help inserting the best episodes of season 3 into a shit show that was, what do you call it? You smell real good. Come here, little child. It was just fucked everybody.
God.
The wheels came off. Favreau left, unbeknown to everybody. I think he left, and that was it. The end of any decent Star Wars, folks.
Mm.
And it turned
Okay.
into the Mandalorian being the Manda Starbuck. Moving on.
Well, there's a meandering reminiscence of Mandalorian from Mr. Brown there. We thank you, Brownie.
You
Brian,
smell
do you want to bring
nice.
some
Let me smell
common
you.
sense to the proceedings?
I was like Robert Meyer Burnett just joined the show. Right, I'm trying to straighten myself up here for this. We're probably going to say exactly the same thing. Season 1, decent. Season 2, really quite decent again. Season 3 fell off a cliff. I'm going to start with the high. Hey guys, Christmas time. Anyway, the high of this entire show for me was the scene with Bill Burr and the Night King from Game of Thrones. Bill Burr's, who I'm a bit massive fan of, so I'm very biased here. His scene was some of the finest we've seen in Star Wars, in my opinion. I thought it was excellent. It's a damn shame that the rest of it didn't quite match up. I thought the first season was relatively inoffensive. To me, it was maybe a wee 6 out of 10. Season 2 obviously had a very, very nice ending that we really all needed, and it kind of brought the fans together for a time until Pablo and crew started opening their mouths. Season 3, well, it was back to the old the main character being a side character and all about Katie Sackhoff's character instead. It was the season 3 particularly was disjointed. I think there was so many different, as if they didn't really know what was going on. I think Brown hit the nail on the head. I think there was something else going behind the scenes. Herzog's little cameo was quite surprising. I thought there was going to be a bit more intrigue set about that. That didn't really come to fruition for me, and that was pretty sad that it didn't really go anywhere. My nephew absolutely loved the first couple of seasons. He even got the costume for Christmas, which by the point that season 3 had come out, he's kind of thrown it to the side when he got it. So disappointing. I think the ending, especially of season 2, should have been the ending for the entire show in general, rather than just the end of season 2. I think they were trying to put the button on it, try to finish it, and then they realised that it wasn't going to work without the dynamic between Baby Yoda and the Mando. I can see why Rune hasn't got his trilogy. Tosser.
Is that a Russian bot somehow invaded the channel? I don't appreciate that ticker. We'll get the team on.
We'll get rid of that. Don't worry. We'll get rid of that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to score because I think you sense everyone had that optimistic view in the early season, but by the end of season 3, it was real fucking dirge. And I do remember ripping it to shreds when we did our weekly live streams. So okay, let's check in with one of our American friends. I'm going to try PCAP, but I've got a feeling it may fall into the old the cutoff zone. Is this any interest for you, this PCAP?
I saw some.
Okay.
I couldn't enjoy it, I guess, the way some people did, at least the first season, because my mind was taken out of enjoyment because I know where all the roads lead to, and all the roads lead to the sequel trilogy. And when everybody was getting all excited about the return of Luke Skywalker, and yes, they did a nice de-aging job with it, or a decent de-aging job, I still was like, well, we all know what Luke's going to turn into, so I can't get excited for it unless there was going to be some sort of alternate branch off where we're going in a new direction, and this is for TV is going to go in its own direction. But when all roads lead back to crap, then it's crap.
It is.
Okay, as Doc Brown in Back to the Future once said, where we're going, all the roads lead to the crap. Something like that. Okay, thanks for that, PCAP. From New York, let's head over to wherever the fucking hell Artoo's from. You did tell us earlier. Is it, let me guess, Artoo, all the way from Lake Michigan in Atlanta, Georgia? Anyway,
Very, very close.
There
Close
you
enough.
go.
Close enough. You've got a better mastery of geography than J.J. Abrams. So
Oh, brilliant.
you're doing
Okay,
fine.
well, flattery will get you everywhere. What do you think of Mando, Artoo?
You know, the first season was so promising. We got introduced to a bunch of very interesting stories. Yeah, there was the child in there, which some people, felt very strangely about. It was, is this just a marketing ploy or is this part of the story? What is it? But there were some very interesting stories in there. They were very well told, even if some of them did feel a little borrowed from some other places like Seven Samurai and whatnot. But it was a really good, interesting season. Very excited for season 2. And when that came around, it was also really good. Had some great stories in it. Not quite as good. There were a few things in there that were a little weird, little off, but overall it was pretty good. And then, of course, it's been mentioned at the very end of the season, we got the return of Luke Skywalker. We actually got to see him on screen. Of course, his face was a little weird, but that's okay. It was there, and everybody got to see their Luke Skywalker from the end of the original trilogy. It was very exciting. And even if the end of the story was a little bit messy, and again, that really should have been the end of the story for the child, for Grogu. We could have had more seasons of Mandalorian where he moved on and went back to doing his job. He went off to be a bounty hunter, and that would have been really fascinating. But instead, of course, they decided they could not separate themselves from Grogu. They had to have him as part of it, and so they went, as we talked about with Book of Boba Fett, they threw in some episodes where he went and got Grogu back, and now he's back in the story. There's a whole bunch of the stories in the 3rd season that make absolutely no sense with Grogu in the picture, and most of the stories don't make any sense at all. So yeah, it's a real mixed bag. Just kind of the first couple of seasons really good. Season 3 isn't abysmal.
It got sideswiped with all the shite that was going on between 2 and 3.
I think you're right. I think there's definitely some politics in there that caused some major issues. I think he had a story, director, I can't think, writer. He had a story he wanted to tell, and
Favreau.
Favreau, and they screwed it up. They came in and started meddling with it and messing with the story he wanted to tell.
With his story, with him doing Star Wars, and they forced him out, I think, and we'll find out. The truth always comes out in the end.
Eventually, I think we'll know. Yeah. But it's very, very mixed bag.
Okay, well, that's generally the story of Mando, it seems. Okay, we've been saving him up, and we're about to unleash him. Everybody, it's somehow the return of the Mega Geek. Mega, your thoughts on Mando?
Season 1 was okay. Somebody mentioned the Bill Burr episode. I thought that was probably the best episode of the whole of the Mando thing. The first season wasn't perfect. There were some really stupid moments, like leaving little Yoda. He's supposed to be looking after him, and he leaves him in a bar full of. It was just ridiculous. The first season there's some ridiculous moments in there, but I actually went back and looked at this recently with my nieces, and I have to say season 1 isn't as good as we thought it was. It really isn't on a second watching. It's just ridiculously stupid. And I can see why everybody went crazy on Baby Yoda, and also crazy thinking this was the next Star Wars, because as everybody mentions, Favreau was in charge. He had a plan, and you know what happens when males, especially white males, has a plan and they've written something, it gets stamped all over by KK with the funny neck, the woman with the funny neck. So that's what happened with the season 1. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 was the last one, right? Last one?
Yeah.
Absolute shit. The season
Yeah,
3,
not
absolute
good.
crap. It really was rubbish. I mean, that's all I can say about this, really. I don't
Mm.
like Disney Star Wars at all, and you won't get a lot out of me. You know, all of Disney Star Wars is absolute rubbish. It really is. It's a waste of everyone's time. That's it. Thank you.
Oh,
And good
he's-
night.
And good night.
Yeah, there we go. Drop the curtain. Well, you know what? We'll give it a go. Let's head over to was he Georgia? Where is he? Let's over to
He's thrown me.
bathroom in some whorehouse in the arse end of Georgia. It's Swappers. Swappers, are you in any fit state to give us any kind of contribution on this?
No. But I'll try anyway. Yeah, I mean, what has everyone else said that I can't really? I mean, it's geez, the first season I think we all thought was going to be great. And like Ian said, in retrospect, absolute pile of garbage. Just logical inconsistencies and terrible writing. But we all kind of gave it a pass because it was like traditional Star Wars, I guess. And as it went on, it just got kind of gradually worse, didn't it? And then season 3 fell off a cliff. I mean, there's not much you can really say about season 3 that hasn't already been absolutely trashed. I mean, what the hell were they thinking? I was just tearing my hair out with every episode. I think I made it 4 episodes in when we were doing the streams, doing the critique of it, and I just couldn't watch it anymore. That was it. I had to bow out because it was so bad. So we're not doing the marks yet, but you know, it's such a tragic waste when we think about what it could have been. Kind of like all of Disney Star Wars, I suppose. Really, it's like you just think about what we could have won, what we could have had, and they just pulled out the rug from underneath us before it really got going. And like Ian said, you know, like Mega Geek said, as soon as they get onto a good thing, as soon as they have the goose that lays the golden egg, as soon as they have any smell of it whatsoever, they self-sabotage. They shoot themselves in both feet and then blame the fans. And that's the end of it. And then they try and limp onwards with terrible writing and terrible direction and just abysmal marketing generally. And now we have what was once the star of the Disney Plus stable selling merchandise like crazy. Now you can't get rid of this stuff in dollar stores. So they've trashed themselves again, and they're just going to keep doing it as far as I'm aware. But tragic loss. What a tragic loss. And I'm still mourning it.
Did I hear Kathy barking in the background?
Yes, I've got a chain up in the dungeon beneath the throne room.
Put the ball gag back in her mouth, would you, Swampers, if you don't mind?
It's already done, yes.
Okay, well, look, let's get some scores and let's take this thing home, shall we? So, back to you, Brownie. Give me a score. And I know it's a bit difficult because we're scoring
we're gonna.
seasons, but,
we're gonna have to adjust because of season 3. Oh, this could be tough. I'm 5. I'm gonna totally sit on the fence.
5 from Brownie. Peacat, I think, probably did see enough to score it. I hope. Peacat, what do you think?
I'll give it a 1, just as so I'm not giving it a 0. Yeah, like I said, all roads will lead back to to crap.
Okay, Mega, what do you give it?
I give it a 2 because of the Bill Burr episode, and that's it really. Because the rest of it was pure garbage. Let's face it, it really was.
Brian, what do you give it?
I think if we're just going to judge it again on season 1 and 2, something that was mildly inoffensive, something you watch after you've just come in from the pub, or if you're maybe off sick and in between wanks, I'd probably give it a 5.5. However, we have to, and we really have to, take in season 3 into account, which brings it down horrendously to a very tragic and 4.
Okay. R2, what do you give it?
Well, you know, like you said, it's a balancing act. We got the first couple of seasons. We get a really interesting look behind the scenes at life as a bounty hunter, life on the edge as an outlaw. Very interesting stuff. Some different storytelling than what we had really seen in Star Wars before. And then we get to season 3, and we get Lizzo, and we get Grogu walking around in the animated corpse of his nanny. So, yeah, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go 4.
Okay, swappers.
It's got to be. It's got to be. This is being generous. It's got to be a 4 for season 1 and season 2. I guess it was starting to look a bit ropey in season 2 there, with the terrible logical writing and stuff, like Mandalorian walking up to that machine, taking his, expecting it to scan his face with his helmet on, and then taking his helmet off, and then scanning his face, and it wouldn't know who it was, but it accepted. It wouldn't know who he was, but it accepted him anyway for some reason, even though he wasn't registered on the system. It was just unbelievably bad all the way through. When you look at it with a critical eye, shockingly bad. But I'll give it a 4 for trying to be, at least making an effort to be like classic Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are similar to those reflected. I think it was as high as maybe even a 7 in season 1. I did really enjoy it. I love seeing IG-88 or that version of the robot in live action. I was bought. I was sold. I should say on the Mando, the Grogu thing. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Same season 2, brilliant finale with Luke. Season 3, though, talk about going off the edge of a fucking cliff. It really was horrendous. It was laughably bad, and it gave us Lizzo, one of the worst characters in the whole of Star Wars. So I'm afraid what could have been right up there as a 7 plummeted and dragged it all the way down to a 3 for me. I'll never touch it again with a barge pole. So
I meant to mention Carl Weathers. I don't think anyone mentioned Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
He was really quite a nice little addition to the cast in the first couple of series. Season 3 again, disaster.
Yeah. No, good point. Wasted potential, #missed opportunity. Artoo, how does all that pan out in our official score for Mandalorian?
Well, let's see. With Ruin giving it a 3, and PCAT gave it a 1. Brown gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. Mega Geek gave us a 2. Swappers gave us a 4. And Brian with a 4. So that leaves us with a 3.3.
Is that in
better than Book of Boba Fett? Even with Caravan of Courage. Still worse than Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead even with Caravan Courage. That's absolutely hilarious. Okay. Well, look, the scores don't lie. That's where we land. Good work, panel. Brownie, I hope you enjoyed that one.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Good.
Nice I noticed how you sobered up right at the end when you were slagging that off.
Well, I was trying to get my my game face on for The Last Jedi, but we didn't get that far, so we'll save that till next time.
Are you available to sing a song that I've been saving?
You've read my mind. I was hoping I could get a little tune in before we go. Well, I looked at that one. I couldn't quite get the melody on it. Can I do Echo Chamberlain's?
All I want for Christmas.
Go on then.
I think this is supposed to be All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth, maybe.
Oh, see, there we go. Do you want to do it then, Artoo? Go on, you do
it. No, you don't want that. No.
Well, I'll give it a go then. All I want for Christmas is my trilogy. If folks didn't like Last Jedi, you can't blame me. Oh, fuck, I don't know where it goes from here. I took Luke's force, gave Leia a divorce. I'm sorry, Fiona, I don't know. It's best you see. Love you, long time Tico is Finn's does Tiny. I don't know it. Brownie, I've got to redeem myself. Get Echo Chamberlain's up, would you?
Okay. Well, I was thinking, should we finish with that?
Oh, you want to finish on that? Okay. Princess Fiona, I do apologize. Fucking awful. Okay, well, Brown, that's the next tranche of Disney content or Star Wars content. I think we'll hopefully get this wrapped on the next time, won't we, with the sequels?
Well, it depends how long we take on the on your movie.
Can't wait.
That's the deal breaker, isn't it?
4 streams.
Yes.
There is no
That's it
time
then.
limit for a masterpiece.
No, thank you, Pika. Thank you very much.
That is it.
Okay.
Shall we
So,
say, chat, you're
yeah,
wonderful?
we'll whet the appetite. We've got the sequels, but we've also got Ahsoka, haven't we, to squeeze in? Anything else? I think
That's
it's
a good
just those,
question.
isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. I
Yeah.
think it is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Andor as well, isn't it? Or have we done that?
No, we did that.
Oh, we did Andor.
Yep.
Right, okay. So it's just
Yeah.
Ahsoka and the sequels.
It's just the
Brilliant.
Disney movies and
Mm.
Ahsoka.
Oh, fabulous. Well,
I am
set your
thank you
faces
for
to sun.
asking. Chats, you are wonderful.
Fabulous.
They are great, aren't they?
Sexy, yeah.
Yeah, they are great. They've made us giggle, as they always do. Chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the super chats. That's beyond generous. So I thank you for those. We will see you next time, chat. You're the best, but then you already know that. So shall I thank the guests?
Oh, go for it, please.
Okay. Do you want to take that ass off screen?
It's distracting you, is it?
It is. Oh, go on, take it. No, I can't see who's on the bottom.
Who's on the bottom?
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Emperor Kippers. Cheers, pal.
You're very welcome, Mr. Brown. Lovely jumping on, even if it was only for 5 minutes, and just seeing everybody and seeing the good old chat. And I've missed everybody. It's been wonderful. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
You know, Ruin, if people unsub, I'm going to find you. Take that off screen when you fucking bastard. Everybody's changing out. Professor Artoo, thank you, my friend.
You are most welcome. Thanks for the invite. Thank you,
Cheers, mate.
panelists. Thank you, chat. Always fun.
Obviously, keep the scores for next time. Yes, please. Thank you, mate.
Oh, yes. And I've made sure that the spreadsheet will account for negative scores when we get to Ahsoka.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Thank you, my friend. Not Brian Young. Or is it not Brian? It's not Brian.
I prefer not Brian. I tried to put a little wedge between myself and the great man. Cheers, Brun. Thanks also to Ruin. He's taking all the fucking thingies off. I can't see who's on the bar. Pika, do you know it's the first time in my life I've on these streams that I haven't written them down and some fucker's taken off the names. Peacat, thank you. Mega, thank you. Professor Artoo, thank you. Swappers, thank you. And thank you again to the chat to make me feel as if I've got a purpose in life during this horrendous Christmas holiday I'm having.
Who's next then? I've fucked my Mega Geek. Cheers, pal.
No worries, guys. No worries.
Did we do Peacats?
No, and I thank everybody. It's always a pleasure. Good to hear Swappers back and Sir Brian, of course, chatting with Mega and Artoo and the legendary Ruin and, of course, Sir Brown.
I've just noticed this.
God. Are they tits, balls, or arse? I don't know what, you know.
They're your balls.
Whatever floats your boat.
They're your balls.
Preferably all three.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to float Artoo wherever if he goes in the water.
He floats now.
Mr. Brune, thank you. Pleasure as always. And Ruin the man, baby. Go on, Ruin. See us out. Wise
Okay,
words.
here we go.
Say some wise words, and then we'll do the song here.
Well, the wise words, make sure you get your asses back for the next one, the finale, part 3, when we do Ahsoka and the sequels. But until then, hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. May I suggest as a way to improve your Christmas experience, if you go to Disney Plus and search for The Last Jedi, put your feet up, get your pants down, and enjoy yourselves, man babies. But until then, I'm going to sing us out, courtesy of Echo Chamberlain, with a little bit of this. Last Christmas by Wham. Harsh and vicious, laid waste to your heart, and the last Jedi left lame, degraded in shame. This year my trilogy nears, Worse than the holiday special. Oh, beautiful.
Do the bells. Do the bells. Bob Fleming here. That's it, folks. We'll see you next time. Take
Next
care,
time.
everybody.
Goodbye, man,
Take
baby.
care. We're out of it. Take care.
Ta-da.